Hank,
I don't really have experience. So.
close your eyes.
Usually so.
I'm going to do a countdown. Tell me what you envision happening after this, okay? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
A blow. It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Oh, come on.
Sorry,
It's a bomb.
Jake. Yeah, I mean, you
Jake,
brought
you
it.
just
It's a
blew up
fun
the
stat.
Colts.
It's a fun stat.
I hope they don't have to fly to Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Jesus, Jake, what did you do? On today's Part of My Take, Week 6 in the NFL, we're going to recap every game. We're going to do fastest 2 minutes. We're going to talk football, a great weekend of football, wall-to-wall football. We got football guys of the week. We have who's back of the week. Maybe talk a little playoff baseball while we're at it because there were some awesome moments there. The Dodgers are a joke, and I love that. We'll get into that. And it is all brought to you by our friends at Papa John's. You all know how much we love the Papadillas from Papa John's. Well, now they're outdoing themselves with a new pepperoni-crusted Papadilla. You can get exclusive early access to this new product today, Monday, 10/17, by being a Papa Rewards member. Sign up online or through the Papa John's app. These new pepperoni-crusted Papadillas are hand-stuffed with cheese and signature pepperoni on the inside and covered with even more cheese and pepperoni on the outside. It's amazing. They ran out of room from pepperoni on the inside, so they put more on the outside. Papa John's is also thanking all of our fans by giving you 25% off all regular menu price items. Enter the code PMT at papajohns.com to get in on this discount. Join the Papa Rewards program to try the new pepperoni-crusted Papadilla and sign up at papajohns.com and enter promo code PMT for 25% off all regular menu price items. That's incredible. We're giving you a deal right now. Monday Night Football, nothing better than a little pizza to get you ready for Monday Night Football. And guess what? 25% off on us using code PMT when you go check out Papa John's. Thank you to Papa John's, our wonderful new sponsor. Perfect sponsor for football season. Again, use code PMT for 20% off all regular menu price items. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Papa John's. Enter code PMT for 25% off all regular menu price items. Right now, code PMT at Papa John's, 25% off all regular menu priced items. Thank you to Papa John's. Today is Monday, October 17th, week 6. Football. We start in Steel City, where disgruntled Steeler fans were hoping mediocre Mike had a rabbit in his hat as big underdogs. The game started normal until, oh my God, the Bucs killed Kenny as Pickett exited with a concussion, giving way to I'm a Mitch, I'm a lover, I'm a thrower, I'm a passer, as Trubisky was revived to skeet a touchdown pass to Chase Clay pigeon pull from shotgun. In a moment of frustration, Tom Brady was caught yelling at his lineman saying, "You're so much better than how you're playing, and I gave up my marriage to play with you fat fucks." Not all quotes in this program have been checked for accuracy. Steelers stun the Bucs 20-18.
To Cleveland, as the Browns were waiting for their maligned quarterback to return, it was the opponent who made things really sticky with a zappy ending. The Browns needed to be perfect offensively, as Bailey sang, "All my life been thrown, but it really don't matter no more. And they wonder why we act this way. Zappy Root's gonna be okay. Oh no, hell no, y'all done up and punted." All the Browns' nickelbacks couldn't stop England's rushing attack, saying, "This is how you Ramondre." Kevin Stefanski is gonna lose his mind watching this Zapruder film. Patriots 38, Browns 15.
In Indianapolis, where Jax Indy, also known as Harrison Ford getting a hand job, was a game switching back and forth between the Jags and the Colts. Matt Ryan looked like he had night vision goggles on as he connected with One Night in Paris Campbell to help erase an 11-point deficit in the first half. Some are asking if we got hasty with our praise for the Jaguars, but JaMychal scored and ran for 57 yards to hold the criticism at bay. Facing 3rd and 13 with less than a minute left, the Colts dialed up the Gluck Gluck 9000 with a touchdown pass to Alec Cooper-Pierce, reminding everyone that the Jags do in fact still suck. And low-key, Matt Ryan is zaddy. Colts 34, Jaguars 27.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. We go down to sunny Miami, where Kirk Cousins was handing out deadly pills to his receivers, and everything was feeling all right for Minnesota Vikings fans. Mike gets icky thump past the big white stripes twice for 2 scores, and 2 gritties, the famous dance invented by his opponent Kirk Cousins earlier this month in England. It was McDaniel against McConnell, and folks, I wish this game was a little more competitive, as Teddy Vedder Bridgewater looked at Skylar Thompson and said, "Coach, are you sure you can't find a better man?" We're going to get to the rest of the fastest 2 minutes in a second, but first, Pearl Jam. Minnesota 24, Miami 16.
Up to Hotlanta, where George Kittle Me This asks the question, can the Falcons go 6-0 against the spread in a revenge game driven by his coach, Kyle Busch Shanahan? The chinless wonder.
Handsome Hank?
No, Arthur Smith had other plans on Sunday as the hopeless wanderer Marcus Mumford and Sons Mariota awoke his soul and shoved the Niners back in their cave. It's feeling good in Atlanta right now, but something's missing, as their head coach was seen singing, I will wait for you, on a phone call to free agent Will Compton after the game. Falcons 28, Niners 14.
Down in the Meadowlands, as D's nuts aficionado Brian Daboll said, "Hey Ravens, Lamar those my nuts in your mouth? Boy, you guys really miss Hollywood. Do you mind putting these nuts in your mouth, Brown?" Daniel Ball-Leader caught one on his chin as a giant sack was put on the Ravens star by Kayvon Thibodeau's my nuts in your mouth? Hey, Likely, how do you like this Dick Isaiah? The G-Men. 24, the Ravens 20.
Next up to Kansas City for a battle of AFC Titans that came down to the wire, with Josh Allen finding Dawson Johnny Knox for a touchdown, making the Chiefs defense look like jackasses. But not so fast. Too much time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes, until there wasn't, ending the game in an interception. We now go down to Patrick on the sideline to talk to us about the game. Patrick.
Holy tomatoes, that was a great finish to a great game. I'll just tickle pink anytime we can get on the field to have this rivalry game extended. 16 seconds, too much time on the clock for me, but sometimes you actually do give me too much time. I get a little big for my britches on that one. And I'm just looking forward. We'll see you in January now. Thank you. Back to you, Boom.
Thank you, Patrick. Bills 24, Chiefs 20.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. Joe and Jamar smoking another cigar in their first game back in New Orleans. Where's Jameis Winston? Goddamn, I miss him. He's got his back blown out like he's hanging with Bill Clinton.
The Bengals beat the Saints 34-30? That sounds right.
30-26.
30-26. That also sounds right. And that is week 6, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. The Chevy Silverado shows up week in and week out with unstoppable grit and determination. Chevy Silverado is the ultimate tailgate flex with the available multi-flex tailgate and power outlet built right into the bed. From tailgates and stadium lots to off-road adventures, Chevy Silverado has you covered. Thank you to Chevy, the wonderful Chevy Silverado, for sponsoring Fastest 2 Minutes. Okay, week 6 in the books. We're watching the second half of Cowboys-Eagles right now, so we'll update everyone how that goes. Eagles looked incredible first half. Lane Johnson out second half, and Micah Parsons came alive.
Well,
so this could be a big shift in the NFC East.
It's interesting. What they were doing the first half, they just weren't blocking Micah Parsons and then letting Micah, like his hard charge that he would give, open up space in the defense and then exploiting the place that he used to be.
Right.
It's an interesting technique to be like, we're not going to block your best player and somehow it's going to work.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just the magic of the second quarter Philadelphia Eagles, because if you could build the entire game out of the second quarter as the Eagles,
you would be the best team to ever play football.
Best team of all time. We also had Cooper Rush come back to earth with the QB rating of 1.0 in the first half. Huge first half for Dak Prescott. We alluded to it last week that he was coming back down to earth, so maybe not a QB controversy, but we will update it. But let's get into the games. Let's talk some football. A great week 6, and of course we have to start. The center of the NFL universe is New York City. So
let's go New York.
Let's start with Jets 27, Packers 10. Hashtag Billy was right. Billy, what a nice reversal for you after Thursday's outburst.
Yeah, definitely needed that.
Really bad.
This is big for you.
This was huge, monumental. Some may say
it's actually like the perfect way to wrap this up, because if it had ended up the Jets getting blown out by the Packers, this is a story that we would have kept going with you for weeks at a time. It would have been another week of hell for you. By the way, hashtag be nice to Billy. Be nice to Billy. Billy's our special boy.
I mean, I don't think I was mean to him. So
no, I'm not talking about you. Yeah. I'm talking about people online.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking.
Yeah,
Let's just, we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Jets.
Okay, let's talk about the Jets.
All right.
So,
You brought some notes. I like this.
Of course, I'm going to bring notes. The Jets are one of the youngest teams in the league. I always bring notes.
Always. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Always.
So 60% of their players are, I think, under 24.
Okay.
So they're a super young team. I mean, seeing what they did today, Saleh calls them the baby Jets.
Okay.
And
nice.
Like, that sounds weird, but that just shows that something like this is going to build. And
we call it Cessnas. They're the Cessnas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Private jets. Yeah, they're the PJs.
Biplanes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just seeing all the young guys ball out was amazing. And I know everyone's like, oh, Zach Wilson had like a okay stat line. Yeah, but the number one and most importantly thing is he led the team to a win. He ran the offense. Mm-hmm. He has the keys. And, it was a rainy day in Green Bay. I think it was like frozen rain, and airing it out in there probably wouldn't have been the best thing. We did what we had to do. Was we ran the ball. Breece Hall is a beast. Michael Carter, beast. And then we were just gashing in the second half. We're just gashing teams.
Yeah.
The special teams, like that blocked first kick, but then the blocked punt, the return for a touchdown, is just awesome. I mean, those are the big vibe plays that get the multiplier up and get stuff going.
Yeah, they're playing hard. That's what you can say about the team. And like you can't take anything away from this.
No, that was an ass kick.
They go on the road to Lambeau, like Billy said. It was raining. It was a nasty weather game, and you play Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and you beat the shit out of him. There's nothing else you can say. That's just a good win for the Jets. Like I think the Jets are maybe kind of good.
It's a benchmark win for a young team where it's like you win. They're basically doing all the steps because they won the crazy game against the Browns, which was insane. Mm-hmm. Then last week they go and they beat AFC East division rival for the first time in whatever it was, like 2 or 3 years, and then they go and they beat a team that has Super Bowl aspirations with a Hall of Fame quarterback, and not only beat them, but beat the fuck out of them. And yeah, the Jets, everyone should, if you're a Jets fan, you should feel very happy. Maybe hashtag be nice to Big Cat and PFT, because I was getting hammered. I mean, I was getting hammered all day online, but Jets fans being like, see, told you so.
Oh yeah, today.
And I was like, okay. Listen, today, I mean, you guys deserve to gloat. This is,
yes.
You can't do the lows without the highs, and you got to, when the highs are high, you got to fucking really just soak it in.
Yeah, you know what? I feel bad for Packers fans that they have to watch that football team. Yes. I think we can all agree on right? Like,
facts.
Imagine being a Packers fan. That would be tough. As an owner, it's tough for me to support that team. I think that when it comes down to the Jets building something, you're talking about like this is a win that you can build off. There's certain types of wins that you have that you mentioned a second ago. The next one they have to do is they have to absolutely throttle an inferior opponent. You have to beat somebody that
I was going to say beat the Patriots.
You have to beat that's its own one.
Yeah.
You have to beat an opponent that you're supposed to beat and just kick their ass all 4 quarters.
Yes.
We were one play away from a clowning. If they had scored on that final drive, it would have been a clowning.
Yeah, Jordan Love came in the game.
Yeah.
It was I mean, the Jets defense was incredible. Quinnen Williams was incredible. Sauce Gardner is insane. Like, it's very rare that you have a rookie cornerback be that good 6 games in, and he's just shutting people down. There was a nice graphic on NBC Football Night in America that just said "lost in the sauce," that's also a sign. Like Revis Island was a thing. You need a saying. So having like premier wide receivers get lost in the sauce is a good way to describe what he does to guys.
Sauce said that it felt like a home game.
Yeah, he put on the cheese head
I fucking
after.
love that. I love that you're the Jets. You should not be this cocky, and this is kind of what we talked about with Billy last week. You've had no reason to be cocky as the New York Jets for a long time, but to go into Lambeau, beat the shit out of the Packers, and then afterwards to say, yeah, Lambeau Field kind of like felt like the Meadowlands, really, no difference. I love that attitude that he's got, and he put on the cheese head, and then who was it? Lazard knocked it off?
Yeah, Breece Hall did a Lambeau leap.
Well, Breece Hall, too, that run that he made was so sick because it was not supposed to be that play. So if you watch the play, he was supposed to pitch it back to Garrett Wilson, and he said afterwards, he's like, I just saw space, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going for it. So he, like, that, it was like, what, a 35, 40-yard touchdown run?
Yeah.
If you watch it back, it's sick knowing that it was supposed to be him tossing it back, and he was like, oh, I saw my seam, and I just fucking took off. And, there was... Breece Hall was mocked by some as a pick, not by us except for when Jerry O'Connell picked him, but I saw people like Jets fans going after Pro Football Focus guys. That's all part of that's all part of it. Jets fans deserve to have that moment. Their team looks really good and really young, and they should enjoy the fuck out of this win because it was a absolute ass kick.
Yeah, you are well within your rights to reply to any of my tweets, Big Cat's tweets.
They already know
or
that.
to the part of my take tweets.
They have, yeah.
You've had open season on us today, and honestly, we will wear this one. Billy was right about it. A couple other things. This was like a LaFleur family battle here because Mike LaFleur is the offensive coordinator on the Jets, who then proceeded to clown his brother in Green Bay. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Also, I feel like this might be start of a tipping point for Aaron Rodgers to start turning on Matt LaFleur as his head coach, because after the game, he said they need to fix some things offensively simpler, make them simpler, simplify some things. All of it. A lot of it is simple mistakes. If we're making simple mistakes on complex plays, to me, we need to simplify some things.
He also said that he took big-time ownership, and he said he has to raise his game a tick.
Well, yeah, a tick. You'll note that he threw that raise my game a tick in after he said all this stuff about how bad the coaching was and the game plan. Is like, oh, shit, I better toss in something about, I guess maybe I could like wake up a couple minutes earlier and stretch harder.
No, the Packers are broken. And, like, I know that I've fallen for this trap before, but they don't have any top-end talent at wide receiver. The entire build of this team was supposed to be elite defense and be able to run the ball. Their defense is not elite yet. Maybe it gets there. I don't know. But it's clear, I'll say something nice about Aaron Rodgers. He basically has to play perfect for them to have a chance to win.
And sometimes he does.
It doesn't feel like if you're watching these games, it feels like none of his wide receivers are getting any type of big-time separation. And he's got to make perfect passes to have those big, explosive Aaron Rodgers type plays. And yeah, I don't want to get excited, but I think the Packers are officially broken.
I don't think they're broken. I think they're in the process. They're bending. They're bend but don't break.
They just lost 2 games to the Giants and Jets where they were a touchdown favorite in both, and it just doesn't Aaron Rodgers doesn't lose these type of games at home, especially off of a loss.
Well, yeah,
it feels a little different.
That was in England. England's different.
I'm just
saying. They probably don't sell Kratom over there. He's probably nervous going into the game.
Feels a little different.
Well, quick thing, last thing I just want to say. Jets sacked him 4 times. Quinn Williams with 2 sacks. They pressured or hit him over 20, I think it was 25 times.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
So
they were all over him.
Jets defense is hitting.
That's a lot.
Yeah, the Jets defense is good. I guess Aaron Rodgers is playing the Commanders next week, so I'm sure he'll
get right game.
But there's been they've had multiple get right games. You know what I mean? They barely beat what seems to be not a great Bucs team. They barely beat Brian Hoyer started Bailey Zappi in relief Patriots team, lost to the Giants, lost to the Jets. The only great win they have is they kicked the fuck out of the Bears, and I even said at that moment they didn't embarrass us like they usually do.
I'm changing my mind on next week. Commanders coming off a mini bye.
Dude.
They've got a little momentum, and guess what? Taylor Heineke's starting.
Yeah.
No Carson Wentz. He broke his finger.
Was first reported on, pardon my take.
Hopefully he's okay. I mean, God forbid he has to stay out for the rest of the season. But Taylor Heineke's coming in, and Taylor Heineke, if there's one thing that he does, is he comes off the bench and he plays electric games and sometimes steals one.
Yes.
So I'm all in on the commies. I'm already declaring commies against the spread this week, no matter what.
I'm just saying, like, you see what the Packers have done so far this year, and it kind of, you're like, oh wait, that's weird, because it was, week 1. Classic, they come out slow, then they play the Bears, and they're going to beat the Bears, and they always beat the Bears, and I know that's going to happen. They do that. Then they beat the Bucs, and it was like, well, that was a slugfest. 2 teams that could be the NFC Championship game. The Bucs kind of stink.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I think the Packers might be broken. And they have to play the Bills after they play the Commanders, which will be, I hope the Bills
They'll
just
probably
shit
kick their
pump
ass.
them.
They'll probably kick the shit.
And the Pats weren't even trying to beat them.
Yeah, the Pats weren't even trying to beat them.
True.
That's right.
Good
That's
point.
a fact. Good fact, Hank.
They were just trying to get out
Fact
there
or
with
fiction?
a tie, right? That's a fact.
Absolute fact.
Good point.
Okay, so
Also, Aaron Rodgers looks stupid playing in the giant yellow helmet.
Yep.
Every year that happens, it's like him and Crosby. It always looks like they're that little Martian cartoon
yeah, they
character.
look like aliens. Yeah, those
Those jerseys and the Steelers jerseys are the worst throwbacks.
the worst.
You don't like the bumblebees?
No.
No. It's also like the
And they have good regular jerseys.
right. I don't.
think.
I never understood. That was kind of my point with the Bears wearing the orange helmets. Like, there's old school classic franchises that should never. Like, why would you fix a Packers jersey or a Steelers jersey or like they're good. They've been around forever. Just do that. Okay, so the Cowboys just scored.
Jesus.
Max has completely let me down. This game is completely flipped.
What's wrong with the Eagles in the third
Eagles
quarter or
suck.
fourth quarter now?
Now, this is bad vibes for your boy.
Undefeated?
Yeah, this would be bad timing. We put the undefeated season-long
Ruined the
17-0
Eagles
bet
and
up there.
JMU in one weekend.
That sucks. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take ownership of that
Damn it. I have lost every bet today.
because
so
I was gonna do a
continues.
pizza party for the Eagles if they
I was
went
gonna
17-0.
double it. Yeah, I was going to double it. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So congrats to the Jets. This is definitely a moment in time where Jets fans should be reading and listening to everything on Monday, because that was an ass kicking, and it was so much. It's fun when you get an ass kicking, and also you get to throw in the block punt for a touchdown.
Yep.
Those are just ass kicking plays where it's like, we own this team in all 3 phases.
And what did Salah say? He's going to be jamming things down people's throats?
he's got the receipts.
Yeah,
We
our
have to-
throats are wide open.
Oh, we are open wide for Robert Saleh. Just throw him in there. So next up, like I said, New York City is the football capital of the world right now. Last time that the Jets and Giants combined for 9 wins through week 6 was 2010. So it's been over a decade. And the New York Giants are 5-1. They beat the Ravens 24-20. Brian Daboll is far and away the coach of the year through 6 weeks. Down 20-10 in the fourth quarter. They do one of their patented 75-yard drives where they eat some clock, get a big turnover, and the New York Giants, Brian Daboll is making a good team out of just a not great roster.
It's like string, duct tape, a coat hanger, and
crazy.
some sandpaper that he's put together. And I think he is the best coach in the NFL right now. I think without a doubt he's coach of the year. His teams are fun to watch. As we said, his offense is fun to watch, even though it's Daniel Jones running. And I will say,
Saquon's insane.
I'll say Daniel Jones, I owe you an apology, young man. I wasn't really familiar with your game. Daniel Jones is playing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
He's doing everything they're asking him to do, and he plays hard, and his teammates like him. That's apparent. That was never really the question. But under Daboll, this team has become sneakily fun to watch and
good.
And very good. They're a very solid football team. They're never going to beat themselves.
And they're not going to blow anyone out. So I think there's people that are probably going to do the schedule game and say, oh, well, they barely beat this team. No, that's kind of what the design is here. They stick around long enough that they got to make 1 or 2 drives and they can win a game. And it was I was shocked because it felt like the Ravens were in control the entire game. And here's the craziest part about the Giants, the 5-1 New York Giants. Their upcoming schedule: at Jaguars, at Seahawks, Texans, and Lions at home. They could easily be 8-2, 9-1.
Yeah,
those are. I don't know if they'll be favored in all those, but they will. We could be sitting here in December and being like, "Whoa, the Giants are what's going on here?" They are surprising people, and Brian Dable has my vote for Coach of the Year.
He has mine too.
He has my vote, yeah. And Daniel Jones, again, like proving even Daniel Jones had the classic Daniel Jones interception, but then was called back for, I think it was pass interference or something, where it was like you had the moment where you could in your head make here comes Daniel Jones again, classic Daniel Jones. Like, nope. Like vindicated, Giants win.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can say about the other teams that are like 5-1 in the league, or in the Eagles' case, undefeated for now.
For now,
you can call them like exciting. You can call them a wagon. You can call them a lot of different things. With the Giants, you just call them a football team.
Yeah,
they're just like top to bottom a football team. On defense, they're opportunistic. They take advantage of a lot of stuff that the opposing offense gives them. Even though Max, what's his name? Max Andrews, the tight end on the
Ravens?
On the Ravens?
Mark Andrews?
Mark Andrews. Sorry, Mark Andrews, the tight end on the Ravens. He had that one play in the end zone where they threw the ball to him, and he like batted it up in the air like he was a volleyball player.
Yeah.
Like trying to set it for somebody else. They didn't pick that one off, which they very easily could have, but they're very opportunistic on defense.
Yeah, no, and
Lamar
Jackson and
Jackson.
Kayvon Thibodeau was awesome. Like this was his arrival moment.
Yep.
This was the moment where it's like, okay, that's why you did a top 10 pick on him. This is why the questions out of Oregon, like, does he love football? Okay, let's put that aside, and he's a really fucking good football player, and he had the big plays down the stretch that, and you need a couple guys like that, for a roster that doesn't have anyone.
Yep.
To have a couple top end guys. Also, Lamar Jackson, this was his first time losing to an NFC team.
That's crazy.
12-0 until today.
I had
Isn't that
no idea.
nuts?
That's a wild stat.
That's a wild stat.
But his performance in the second half, like, he is not having a good season in the fourth quarter this year. His stats in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
he only has one passing touchdown. He's got 4 interceptions, 5 turnovers, and a passer rating of 56.3. So they've blown 3 double-digit leads.
Yeah, the Ravens,
this season.
as a team, in the first 3 quarters, they're plus 62.
Yeah.
And in the fourth quarter, they're minus 42.
You know how
so they have problems.
We talked about creating like a platoon of quarterbacks. If you have like a starter, a middle reliever, a setup man, and a closer. I actually sat down and I made a list when I was watching this after the Ravens choked this one away. And the Giants won, but the Ravens, again, this is another big fourth quarter blunder that they have. My ideal quarterback, if I could have a situation where I have a starter, a middle reliever, a setup man, and a closer, Lamar Jackson first quarter.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts second quarter quarterback.
Yep.
Mitch third quarter.
Yep.
Coming off the bench. And then Kyler Murray fourth quarter.
Kyler Murray's got to be fourth
And then
quarter.
if it goes to overtime, Tim Tebow.
Okay. Or Patrick Mahomes.
Or Mahomes. Yeah, either way.
You can do Mahomes any quarter. But yes, I like that. I like that lineup. That's a solid lineup.
Show me where it loses.
Yeah. No, that's a good lineup. But yeah, the Ravens are just weird. They just have there's flashes of them being the Ravens of old, and then all their losses this year have been like inexplicably bad.
Yeah.
We're like, how did you lose that game? What happened there?
Like that Dolphins loss. That was soul crushing.
Right. And again, credit to the Giants, because the Giants, like, they're basically the Giants go into every game being like, let's just hang around long enough where they'll fuck up and we'll win this game. And that's what they've done the last few games. Also nice to see Kenyon Drake. Forgot about him.
Yeah, I can never.
He was awesome for the Ravens today.
I can never figure out if Kenyon Drake is the most perfectly average NFL running back. He must be, because he keeps getting chances, and then he'll have games where he averages like 2.1 yards per carry. He'll have a streak of like 4 in a row of those, and he'll have a game like today.
Yeah, no, Kenyon Drake is anecdotally speaking, it has to be like the number one fantasy shared guy. Like everyone has had Kenyon Drake on their team at one point.
Yep.
Either drafted him or picked him up on waivers and been like, because you know when you do that thing where you look at the total points and then you look at the game log, it's like, oh yeah, that's because he had 3 touchdowns one week and every other week he scores 2 points. You're like, fuck it. What if he has a 3 touchdown game? Kenyon Drake.
I think he's a guy that has been handcuffed more than any other running back. I feel like it's like, besides OJ, it's you draft a guy and then you get Kenyon Drake as your backup, and then he comes in and has like 2 games where he scores a total of 3 touchdowns. Then you forget about him for the rest of the season.
Right, and then you maybe keep him on your bench and he just doesn't do anything, and then that one week he does something crazy. You're like, fuck.
I forgot about starting Kenyon Drake. Yeah, I think that was 2018 for me. I think I had Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake was sitting there on my bench and I didn't start him. But nice game for him. So shout out Kenyon Drake, just still out there doing it.
Yep. Also, I bought more part of my cheesesteaks, and me and Billy, I'm going to douse my cheesesteak in the hot sauce to make it up to Billy for doubting the Jets. That'll be on PMTV if you want to watch that.
Okay, nice. Love it. So that's New York football. Kings of the NFL right now.
How about it?
Like Hank and I were talking. We've been living in New York for 6.5 years. They've never been good. Like together, they've never been good. The Giants went the boat picture.
The boat picture
was kind of the end of it. But yeah, it's like crazy to see both of the teams doing well at the same time for the first time in what feels like forever.
New York's a football
Since we've
town.
moved
It
here.
is. Yeah,
It's really
2010 was the last time they had this many wins through week 6.
it's really a football town. That's all the city cares about right now.
Yep, and you got 2 coaches that are front page news. If The Sopranos was still going on, they'd both make cameos. It'd be great.
You see that guy over there? That's the man genius.
That's Salah. That's Salah. After we get our check, he'll make you eat the receipt. Okay, next up, another shocker of the day. Steelers 20, Bucs 18. Mitch Trubisky. The Mitch Trubisky revenge game, not really. It's kind of revenge against his own team.
Yeah.
And also he just owns the Bucs because he had his best game ever as a pro when he threw 6 touchdowns against the Bucs in 2018, I want to say. But the Steelers shocked the Bucs, win 20-18. We'll start with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, he is so perfectly Mike Tomlin in that even when he's bad, when his team is bad, he will always get one of these games where it's like, oh, the Steelers are 9-point underdogs. Oh, okay. Mike Tomlin's going to find a way to get them going. Rah, rah, Mike Tomlin. That's just what he does. His teams will never quit. You know what I mean? It's crazy that the Steelers looked like the worst team in the NFL last week against the Bills. And then they show up today, and it's not like they look like world beaters, but they went toe-to-toe with all 3 starting cornerbacks out and Minka Fitzpatrick out. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time the Steelers now have won a game without TJ Watt since he was drafted.
Which is a wild thing to say.
0-8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were 0-8 before this. I have no idea how they won this game, to be honest. And it's not like it was a fluke the way that they won it, because I think they were the better team today. But just judging on what we saw against the Bills last week compared to the team that came out in the first half this week,
crazy.
It looked like night and day. Even before Mitch got in the game, when Kenny was playing, it still looked like they were the better team out there.
Yeah.
And then Mitch came in. Mitch played fucking lights out against them.
I think the Bucs might be bad.
Well, a lot of people. This is actually a great conversation that we're having, because Tom Brady went to a wedding on Friday. Might have gotten drunk at Mr. Kraft's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick didn't go to that wedding. Spent that time preparing. Patriots win. Tom Brady loses.
Wait.
Let's have it. First of all,
Robert Kraft getting married in the fall is a bullshit.
I actually think it's crazier that Robert Kraft got married on a Friday, which is
He's
a
a
big time
billionaire.
poor. That's a poor person move.
But it's also it's football season, dude.
Yeah.
You
That's why
own
I did it on a
football
Friday.
team.
Yes, yeah.
That's why you do it in the other 8 months of the year.
I
Do a
think
summer wedding.
I think a Friday wedding during football season is the only appropriate way to go. Probably.
Agreed, but still, that's shocking that he would get married in football season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of months that we hate them. They're the worst months. The months without football.
Yeah.
That's when you have your wedding.
We won't even say those months. But what if it was a big plan by Kraft to get Tom Brady to come to his wedding, get him drunk, then he would lose? Just a big revenge against Tom.
Tom Brady looked bad, and it also it looks like Tom Brady's powers were taken away because he also got stuffed on I think it was a 3rd and 1, not a 4th and 1, but he got stuffed on the classic. The Eagles just scored, thank God. Now you got to hold that lead, Max. Now you got to hold
That was a man's drive right there.
That was a man's
It's not-
drive.
it was big boy football.
That was a big boy
they
football
just ran
drive.
the ball down their fucking throats right there.
Yes, he's Philly showing.
He's ready to fight somebody.
You swear a lot, Max.
Wait, what did you say, Max? Said.
Yeah, that's like a famous Phillies fan video.
Yeah, he
There's
was
a
just
sad thing.
screaming that into his selfie video on Saturday. We're gonna talk about playoff baseball, but Max just going kind of borderline on tears and just screaming, said.
That's what we did
Said.
last week when we were watching football out in the gambling cave. When Max gets really excited about
It's
something,
awesome.
he almost gets sad because
Yeah.
I think he looks around because he's looking for somebody that's doubting him so that he can fight them, and then he gets sad because there's no haters around.
Yeah, no, I liken it to like a waiter would come over and just be like, "Sir, your Philly's showing. Can you please tuck that back in? This is a fine establishment here." What are you gonna say, Billy?
Is Tom Brady technically single now?
I wouldn't. He's still married.
A wedding's a great place to meet chicks.
Yeah.
That's my.
He is married, not divorced officially.
What are you asking, Billy?
Did he
He might
fuck?
have been at the wedding, just like
Late night?
socializing.
PFT, I tagged you in that tweet. Did you see the kid on your corner?
What does that have to do with
Fucked
it?
up.
No, I did see it. I've taken myself out of the Giselle bachelorette thing. I'm not interested in courting Giselle. It would never work between us. I don't think that we have anything in common. I would not be able to handle giving up football in the fall either.
Yes.
So Giselle, you can find that good dick somewhere else because it's not happening here. Keep moving on, sweetie.
By the way, the Eagles are going for 2 to go up
The
11.
major vibes too.
What the
Well, I
fuck,
don't-
Max? This is where I do not agree with you because now I'm completely fucked
Oh,
if
no.
the Cowboys kick a field goal.
Why are they going up 2 right now?
Why are they going for 2?
They're up 9 points.
Because the vibes.
Right there.
They just converted
71.
a 4th down.
Because the vibes are high.
The vibes
Right.
are high.
This is my only concern with the Eagles this year is Nick Sirianni's decision making, getting on like later in games. They're blowing
Oh,
everybody
the
out.
unsportsmanlike penalty was they're doing it
Took
on
it
the
to the one,
conversion.
yeah.
It's on the
making it
1 year.
easier.
Okay,
That's probably
that
why.
makes
That's
sense.
not gonna fucking
No, that makes
do
sense.
it.
That makes sense.
They got stuffed.
Oh my god.
And now I get fucked.
Why
And
didn't
now I get fucked.
Why didn't they just
fuck
do that?
you, Max? You fucking piece of shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
This is what concerns me
I'm
about
going to
Nick
blame him
Sirianni
for
though,
everything.
because the Eagles haven't been in close games. We don't know if Nick Sirianni is a dum-dum when it comes down to the end of games or not. He might be a great coach that gets his team ready to play, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
We
so
were in a close game last week.
all right, well, just get the stop, and I won't be mad at you.
That's a
anymore.
good point, Max. That's a great point.
That was unfortunate for me. Okay, that was a man's drive. But back to the Steelers Bucs. The Bucs might just suck. It does feel like Gronk needs to come back and save the day. Tom Brady, like I said, got stuffed on a QB sneak, which you never ever see. I think it's the most effective play in football.
Yep.
When he QB sneaks. The Bucs also, if you take out the Wild Chiefs Sunday night game where it was just back and forth and they were down early and they were throwing a million times, the Bucs have scored 6 touchdowns in the 5 other games. That's not good. Nope. 6 offensive touchdowns in the 5 other games. They have yet to score a first quarter touchdown. It feels like something's broken. And I know it's kind of similar to the Packers conversation, like don't doubt Tom Brady, he'll figure it out. But it feels like he's more frustrated than he's ever been, and his team is more broken than they've ever been.
Yeah, he was barking at his offensive linemen this week.
Yep.
Getting really like right up in their faces.
You guys are better than this.
To like almost you could say that when Tom Brady does it, it's different because he's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And he's allowed to like demand excellence out of people like that.
Yes.
But it didn't seem like they were enjoying being screamed at
No.
the time at all. I don't think anybody in that situation would. But yeah, I think the Bucs they're not good. They haven't played good. That's just point blank. Like even when they win, they're winning ugly right now. And you could say, yeah, like the Packers, they're missing weapons. Cam Brate is probably out with a concussion for at least a week or so.
Shout out Mincy, our good friend
What'd he
who
do?
in the gambling cave, Cam Brate went down with a concussion and was like, do you think Gronk will come back? And Stephen Che was just like, can we get him off the field on the stretcher first?
I mean, that injury was bad.
It was bad.
In that when he went down, he seemed like he was okay at first, like moving his arms and legs, and then people started sending out tweets being like, something bad just developed in the course of his injury when he was down on the field.
They double injury musiced him.
Yeah, he got
That was bad.
Yeah,
So they went to commercial with the injury music, came back, saw that the stretcher was coming out, then went back to the commercial with injury music. You get double injury music, it's bad.
you got to have a slower version of the injury music for the second time.
Yeah.
like injury music chopped and screwed.
Yeah.
Put it on half speed.
Not good.
It wasn't good. I think he's okay now. But it was, it was kind of honestly like scary because whenever they come back from the break and then there's more people on the field than there were before, that's when you know that it's bad.
Yes.
They're like
Yes.
trainers that normally don't come off the sidelines at all got brought out there.
Yes.
But yeah, but on the football aspect, the Bucs aren't very good right now.
No,
That's just point blank.
they're broke. I'm just saying it. They're like something is wrong, and you could just see it. Like their offense, it feels like outside of Leonard Fournette, who gets the dump offs and he runs really hard, it feels like they have no ability to stretch the field. It feels like there's no consistency like on third down plays. It feels like everyone's very covered.
Yeah.
They've now lost 2 games not being able to convert a 2-point conversion at the end of the game, which is like crazy for a Tom Brady offense to not be able to get a 2-point
You
conversion.
should have a play.
Right.
So what did Antonio Brown tweet anything out over the course of this game? I feel like he would have some takes, but I'm blocked by him. So
He was
I didn't
probably
know.
still hungover from Robert Kraft's wedding.
Yeah, he's probably there.
Yeah,
for sure.
he probably was the band.
Yeah.
He probably showed up. In his mind, he was the band.
Yeah, Pit to the Palace.
Yes, he was doing that for sure. But yeah, it's
I have his last tweet from 2 hours ago.
okay.
Put that shit on. Now days off.
Now days off.
Days
I like
off.
that. Hashtag now days
It was
off.
2 hours.
I do
Did
like
he have
now
anything
days
to
off.
say about the game?
Remember,
to say?
3 hours ago. Remember, I'm always bad. Remember, I'm always bad. Balls, attitude, direction.
All right.
Ooh, I like that.
Jake,
The
can you,
acronym.
can you put a reminder for us to remember that Antonio Brown's always bad?
Balls, attitude,
direction.
And then I got one more. It's AB, not ABC. ABC's for kids. I don't really
Okay.
get that
Okay,
one.
yeah, I got it. Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
No, I don't either, but I like
think
it.
I think Antonio Brown just like pops an Adderall, opens up Photoshop, and he's like, "How can I get my name in the news this Sunday?"
Yeah,
I
let's
kind
get
of like
after
his
it.
tweets. These are interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it is
They're interesting.
it is
Yeah.
very
That's
interesting
all
to
I'll say.
watch.
I'm pissed
Interesting.
off
Yeah.
that he blocked me. Can you ask him to unblock me?
Yes, I'll ask right now.
Who do the Bucs? I want to take a quick look because I feel like with the Bucs and the Packers are actually very similar in that we just keep saying, well, there's a get right game coming, and
This
this
should have
week
been-
was the get right game for both of them.
Well, they got the Panthers next week.
okay, so that is the get right
that's
game.
the official get right game.
Okay,
Yep.
well, yeah, I guess that would be the only thing that you could say pro Bucs is that they're outside of the Falcons, who are very frisky and fun, and we'll get to them. It does feel like they'll win the South no matter what. You know what I
Probably,
mean?
yeah.
So like they have a little bit more, unlike the Packers, who have the Vikings, who are playing good football. The Bucs do have a little bit more of a room for error, where if you had to put your life on the line right now, you'd say the Bucs are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
right?
I'm actually thinking about putting a future.
Cooper
on the,
Rush interception.
I'm thinking about putting a future on the Falcons to win that division.
Ooh,
I
okay.
like the Falcons.
They're frisky fun.
I think they're better than Frisky.
They're frisky fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a combo.
What
It's
about
a combo play.
Is that better or worse than being legit?
It's a step below legit.
Okay.
So you go frisky. Well, you can go fun, and then when you're frisky, you're starting to get good. And then when you're frisky and fun, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? We got to start paying attention to this.
In my look ahead, I've got the Falcons as a don't look now team.
Yep. That's They could be somewhere in a few weeks and be like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Yeah, don't
Our
look
guy
now.
Arthur Smith. Okay. Before we get to the next game, let's do a quick word from our sponsor, Game Time. Game Time, we're talking about it all the time. Exclusive ticketing app from Barstool Sports. MLB playoffs are underway. If you plan on getting tickets, you need Game Time. We've got the Fightins playing in the NLCS starting next week. There's actually weekend games in Philadelphia, which should be insane. And Game Time will get you into, what do they call that place? Citizens Bank.
The bank.
The bank.
The bank. I love
At
it.
the bank. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, don't know what you're waiting for, you guys are going to love this app. We've been using Game Time all year. We went to, Jake and Billy went to Dolphins Jets a couple weeks ago. I went to a game a few weeks ago. I'm going to LSU Ole Miss this weekend. Game Time's going to hook it up. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed with the Game Time app. Again, redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed with Game Time. Okay, speaking of Louisiana, Bengals, Saints. Bengals win 30-26. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow just love the Superdome.
They love the dome. Home cooking.
They love the Dome so much. They had so Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have played 2 games in the Superdome in college and NFL. Joe Burrow 763 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jamar Chase 353 yards, 4 touchdowns. So they just love the Dome. It was cool. Joe Burrow came out in the hallway before, was wearing Jamar Chase's national championship jersey. They basically, we want to talk about get right games. That felt like what the Bengals looked like last year, not only with Joe Burrow finding Jamar Chase for the big plays, the explosive plays, but also the Bengals getting kind of exposed in the first half, and then the second half changing their entire defense and shutting it down.
Yeah.
That was what they did last year down the stretch.
This actually might be the official end of the Bengals Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
This week. I feel like New Orleans is their get right that marked the end of it because now they get to bank some wins probably.
Yep.
And when you look ahead, like you can I love to do this is just count wins and losses, and I'll usually
always.
be completely wrong
Who doesn't do
about
that?
them. But I feel like going in, not until like December 4th, they play the Chiefs. That's going to be their next hard game that they have. And I feel like the Bengals could probably put 5 or 6 wins in their column after that.
Yep.
Or before they get to that point. So this was big for them. And I do think that there's something about just being in a room that you like.
Yeah.
That you've had success in, that naturally you play like it. It was so easy when he threw that ball to Jamar Chase, and Jamar like just turned around, shrugged a guy off, and then easily beat a guy to the outside.
Yeah.
That was a man who was comfortable in the room that he was in.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I think obviously Saints fans are not conflicted. They want to win, but it's got to be a lot of those Saints fans or LSU fans are like, oh, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
Not as fun having it happen to us instead of for us. But that it did feel like the Bengals, like for the first time this year, looked like and they didn't win convincingly, and that's kind of what they did last year down the stretch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like having those games where first half they don't look great, they figure some shit out, and Joe Burrow hits Jamar Chase, and it all works out. And Andy Dalton revenge game falls flat. Thought it was going to happen for the Saints. Were just running the ball down their throat for a while there, including my new favorite name in the NFL. I don't know if you saw this guy scored a touchdown, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Awesome name.
It is
Hall
good.
of Fame name from Weber State, undrafted Rashid Shaheed.
He had the long run, right?
He had I think it was a jet sweep or something where it was basically like, wait, is anyone going to tackle him? No one's going to tackle him. Oh, his name's Rashid Shaheed?
Yeah. It kind of sucks watching the Saints without Jameis.
Yeah.
If you're going to give
It's a
me
bummer.
a game with no Jameis, just give me a Taysom Hill game. Because at least
Correct.
those can be fun. Those are exciting. It's something different going on.
Now, I want to make sure you're on the record. Mm-hmm. Andy Dalton, nice guy.
Andy Dalton, very nice guy.
Okay,
In fact,
all right.
I think he's going to make a fantastic 9-8 quarterback
Yeah.
of the Indianapolis Colts next year.
Nice guy.
But right now, I don't want to see him playing for the Saints.
Right.
Andy Dalton's a good backup, but I don't want to see more than 2 weeks of Andy Dalton in a Saints uniform.
It's a bummer. And it was nice, though, having like the whole revenge game factor because, it did feel like Andy had a little pep in his step to start, and then he realized that he's Andy Dalton and he's also old. And, the Bengals like just waited for the Saints to not be able to run the ball, and it's just like, okay, now the game's changed.
So we talked a couple weeks ago about Kamara and the pending litigation that he's got going on in Las Vegas from the Pro Bowl last year.
Yep.
I did not realize this, but he is currently being sued for $10 million for the assault in the nightclub. I don't know what happened. I want to preface all of this by saying I have no idea what happened or why he got arrested or what happened between him and the other guy. I just think that if you're suing somebody for $10 million, you're probably just trying to get a paycheck out of them.
You're probably trying to get $1 million.
Yeah.
In a settlement out of court.
I don't think that you actually have $10 million worth of damages.
Right.
If you're the type of person that would file a $10 million lawsuit, my guess is you probably don't have $10 million in the bank right now.
Yeah, I think the lawyer just says to you, okay, here's what we could do. We could either sue for exactly like how much the damages were, which are like, I don't know, let's say $50,000, and he'll probably pay it right away. Or we can sue for $10 million, put it in the press, and hope he gets scared and just gives you like $500,000.
Yeah.
And that's lawyering 101.
It's
everyone who's thinking about being a lawyer, oh my God, the Eagles just fumbled.
That's not good.
Max,
They're going to blow this cover.
They're going to blow this cover. They're going to blow this cover. They started playing chicken shit football, and they're going to blow this cover.
I got him at 7. What do you have him at?
I have him at 6.
They got the ball.
So you're
But
looking at
he's
maybe a
nervous.
push.
He's nervous.
I'm nervous because of you.
Yes.
That's why I'm nervous.
Yes.
That was
I don't,
a
I don't
bad
even have
day.
the. I don't even have the
Credit
cover.
to me for even being in this seat right now. I got my guts ripped out today in the NFL, and I'm not even being a Debbie Downer about it. I'm trying to talk about games, get pumped up because I love football. But I got my guts ripped out, just strewn about like fucking the most horrific. Think about Game of Thrones, like
crab feeder.
the crab feeder, Red Wedding, the C-section in episode 1 of this new show.
Yeah.
I got everything. That was all. That's what my day was, and I'm sitting here with a smile on my face. I'm the meme with the cry, the smile, and then the cry behind. But I'm here trying to fucking talk football. So I need the Eagles to cover this game, Max. That's where we're at. That's where we're at as a podcast.
I too very much would like the Eagles to cover.
But you don't need it.
No.
I don't think you care about covering. I think you
I know,
care
but
about
by
winning.
you needing it, I need it
I need
Yes. because it's my fault.
it. Hey, what do you have, the
Otherwise.
Cowboys money line or something?
I was gonna say Max doesn't care if they cover or not.
No, he does not care.
If they don't
But
cover
I
and they
want-
win, he's
I need
walking
him-
out of here with a smile on
I
his face,
need
and he's
him
gonna
to
go to
care.
sleep. Just hit the pillow and go right
No,
to
he's
sleep.
texting all his fucking Philly scumbag friends, being like, "Birds, birds, birds!" Right as the Cowboys score a touchdown to backdoor cover.
What was the word you kept screaming?
Said.
Said.
That's a Phillies thing.
What does that mean?
It can. I don't. It's this old Phillies like news video. This one guy after a Phillies playoff game, he just gets really excited, and then he says "said."
I've
It makes no
never
sense, but
watched. I watched
he
the
said it.
video probably like 20 times because I've never seen someone where I'm like, is he crying or is he happy? Like you're just.
That's just emotion. That's
I know
just
your
raw
emotion. It's as raw as
Did
it
he just
gets.
cut a thing of onions?
Yeah, like I couldn't like. Did someone
that's
die?
what I'm talking about. It's some birds.
Yeah.
It's the fucking birds.
Yeah, it's
We're the fucking birds.
it's I couldn't turn away. It was raw, and I told you before. Did I not tell you on Thursday? I was like, because you're like, I'm going to the game on Saturday. I was like, get video. Like, feel free to tweet from the Pardon My Take account because that's raw sports emotion that we want. We love that shit. What were you gonna say, Hank? Oh, you were turning off. Okay, Bengals Saints. Yeah, Bengals feel like they might be back.
I miss Jameis.
I miss Jameis. Andy Dalton, nice guy. Bengals might be back.
Give me Taysom Hill.
Give us Taysom Hill. Give us way more Taysom Hill, and we can live with that. Okay, next up, Henry.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
PFT.
Yeah.
Hank is 100% in on Bailey Zappi and has forgotten who Mac Jones is.
Of course he is.
Patriots 38, Browns 15. Hank,
Yes.
Bailey Zappi. Like, are we thinking you can get a second and third for Mac Jones? What are you thinking?
Listen, I don't want to. You guys keep trying to turn this into a me versus Mac Jones.
No.
This
Who's
has
it?
nothing
No.
to do with
Wait.
Mac Jones.
No,
it has nothing to
Hank,
do with them.
Hank, it was a simple question that Big Kid asked you.
Yeah.
How much do you think you could get in a
Second,
trade
I
for
don't
Mac
know.
Jones?
I don't know how the trade market works. I don't care how the trade market works. I'm focused on what we have and the quarterback that we have as our starter.
What do you think would be
which
a
is
fair
currently
price?
Bailey
A
Zapp.
fair price for Mac
No,
Jones.
so you
I
have
have
to
no-
say Zappy.
Zap.
You can't say Zap.
The Zapster.
No,
it's
he's Bailey Zappi.
Bailey
That's
Zappi.
the fun part. The E.
It rhymes
on
with
the
happy.
end. Yeah.
I don't know what we get from that. I don't know how the trades work.
Oh, so you're considering it?
No, I'm not. I'm not the GM.
If I were to say like, okay, we'll give you like 2 second rounders.
I would say we should keep Mac Jones because we're not sure. It's still early. It's only been
Okay.
a couple
Okay.
games.
How about 2 second rounders for Bailey Zappi?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
there it
not.
is.
we
That
go.
answered
Yeah.
that. That
Absolutely
answered that.
Yeah. What about
That's a hang up the phone.
what about a first rounder for Bailey Zappi?
No, absolutely not.
Bailey
Yeah,
Zappi
so you
is.
think, so you are definitely Bailey Zappi 1, Mac Jones distant second right now.
Yes.
It is fun that Bailey Zappi is good because it's like confirms what he did at Western Kentucky, where it was like, oh, who's this fucking guy? Bailey Zappi, weird name. He's good.
Yeah.
He gets the ball out.
I called this a long time ago. He's just got zip on the ball.
He does.
He.
When did you call this a long time ago?
No,
No,
that's
I
what Billy was
called
about
it.
to say.
Yeah.
He's
No,
looking around
okay.
like, oh, I said this was
I said there was going to be quarterback controversy in the Patriots like halfway through the season. I said Zappi was going to start at some point.
Yeah,
Bailey
Billy was
Zappi's
right.
good.
he's
was right.
he's a fun quarterback.
He's very fun.
The thing is, I could never imagine anyone even trading for Mac Jones because, like, think about it. He had Saban in Bama and he had Belichick in New England. Like, have we ever seen Mac Jones stand on his own?
Well, he
Has
got
he ever-
recruited to Alabama and then
Right.
drafted by the Patriots for a reason.
Right, but like
Those coaches
Zappi
saw the talent in him and took him on their team because they wanted him.
That's
yeah,
true.
but Zappi was in Western Kentucky, like standing on his own, like putting up points, like
What's so?
making plays.
He got drafted. Mac Jones got drafted.
Mac Jones is a very glorified game manager that gets hidden in the system a lot.
I don't. This is people that turn this against Mac
Zappy.
Jones.
Rocky Billy is
I
something.
have nothing against Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is a great quarterback. I think if he could lead a team in the playoffs, he did lead a team to the playoffs last year. There's
Here's-
nothing wrong with Mac Jones.
I have one
Bailey
thing to say, and
Zappi
then
just
Big K, you
throws
can
the
go.
ball harder.
Yeah,
He's a sexier quarterback. I enjoy watching him more.
Yeah.
That is not a knock on Mac Jones in any way, shape, or form. I hate that people are like, you just threw Mac Jones to the trash. It's like, no, he got hurt, which was unfortunate. Bailey Zappi is very fun to watch.
Let me ask you this: how much better do you think those Alabama teams would have been if they had Bailey Zappi as
Wow.
the quarterback?
Yeah.
A lot better.
Well, okay, so this is it's fun because you obviously have probably like the most historically relevant, most famous backup coming in for a starter, with Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady. So everyone's making that thought, like, if there's one guy who'll do it, it's Belichick, right? And on top of it, I think what you need to do, Hank, and we see this all the time in the NFL, Cooper Rush is a similar thing, Jacoby Brissett in this game, you just got to ride it until maybe it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And if it keeps working, then he just maybe is Tom Brady. But if, like, that's what you need to answer is just like, we're riding the hot hand for a little bit.
People forget in that 2001 season, Brady got hurt in the AFC Championship game. Drew Bledsoe won him the game.
So you're going to need Mac Jones to win you the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And also in this comparison, Mac Jones is as good as Drew Bledsoe is.
Right. I'm not making those comparisons.
What's funny?
I'm just enjoying
the
product that the Patriots are putting on the field.
But it's a natural.
I'm a big fan of Bailey Zappi. I love what he's doing out there. I am a big fan of Mac Jones. I think he's a perfectly good quarterback that can, again, you guys are. I feel bad for you guys. You don't understand what it's like to have a QB lead a team to the playoffs. Mac Jones went to the playoffs last year.
Can I do a blind test?
Sure.
Blind resume test? QB1, 64 for 97, 786 yards, 2 TDs, 5 interceptions, 1 and 2 as a starter. QB2, 51 for 70, 588 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 and 0 as a starter.
I would take the guy that's
QB2.
going to turn into Tom Brady.
QB2.
So
that's Bailey Zappi.
It's like a double-edged sword because you've got the expectation
But I don't think it's a debate either.
that's already set there. You've got the precedent that a late drafted quarterback can become the guy of the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. But at the same time, you can't let the standard be Tom Brady. Like he might
False.
just like if he's
That's
just
loser mentality.
if he's just a very good
Every
quarterback,
backup is Tom Brady.
then that's fine, right? He can be.
We did it once. We can do it again.
Also, you know what's going to suck? Here's what's going to
You
suck.
probably can.
He's going to become Tom Brady, and then Belichick's going to coach for another 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just win soul-crushing football games, smile one time a year, and just be dominating my mind on television.
Yeah. That is exactly what Bailey Zappi's going to do.
Other highlight of this game was the Patriots recovered a fumble on a punt.
Yes.
And then the guy that recovered the fumble, I believe was a rookie, tried to give the ball to Belichick.
Yeah.
And Belichick just looked at him with
Brendan
the most
Schooler.
disgusted look I've ever seen and was like, get the fuck out of my face.
And then another coach just walked over and, like, escorted him out. Like, sir, like, please do not, tap the glass here at the aquarium. Let Bill Belichick be by himself.
It was very funny because it was obviously Brendan Schooler trying to get in his good, like a kid giving an apple to a teacher.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go.
What I got.
Here, thanks, coach. Just want to let you know we appreciate everything you're doing. And the guy's like, don't talk to Bill.
Yeah, it
please.
was similar to, like, my son showing me a rock that he found.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Bill.
okay, cool.
Listen, Bill knows you as the second number 41 on the team.
Right.
Please don't give this ball to him.
This is going to be okay. So we're watching it. The Eagles are now. It's 3rd and 10.
Although I do love Brendan Schooler's entire vibe.
Yes.
I like his vibe.
Well, no, you know what he is. The fucking Bailey Zappi's gonna be Tom Brady. Brendan Schooler's gonna be what's his name? Slater. Like this guy's. I feel like he's made like 3 or 4 plays already on special teams this year. This is just. Belichick is just doing it all over again.
He's a good-looking guy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mac Jones is supposed to return maybe for the Jets game in 2 weeks. But if he loses that game, he's done.
I mean, Bailey Zappi's going to kill the Bears.
I would be surprised. Like I would be surprised. Oh my god, I'd be surprised if unless Bailey Zappi puts up an absolute stinker next week, I would be surprised if they take him out as starter.
I don't think you can.
No.
Well, he's not. He's playing the Bears next week.
That's what I'm saying. So unless by some miracle,
that actually is a great litmus test. If Bailey Zappi loses the Bears, cut him. Like that's. I'm being honest.
The nicest thing though is like you've got the last image of Mac Jones.
Should we pause?
Having him
what? They're going to kick a 59-yarder to try to backdoor cover.
Okay.
This is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. This is all happening right now.
59 yards?
59-yarder to try to cover backdoor cover.
Oh my god.
This is bullshit. This
Good
is
snap,
bullshit.
Good hold. It
Missed
is
it.
wide right
Missed it.
Winner, boys.
by 2 feet.
E-A-G-L-E.
Solid.
Eagles. Okay.
Dallas does have 2
That was
timeouts.
fun. That was a
with
fun
1:08
little.
remaining.
You got to watch us watch the end of the game. Great
Also-
job, Jake.
no, Jake didn't. Jake, the game's not over.
Yeah, I said they do have 2 timeouts.
I guess that's true.
I don't think that's enough time,
I don't
though.
think that's enough time. I think they can kneel
Minus
it, right?
40.
I don't know how clocks work.
No, because 2 timeouts, figure it cuts
Can
down
they
like
run
a
it
minute and then like
backwards?
40 seconds.
Yeah, they might. Oh,
What if they take an intentional safety?
No. Stop. They're at the 50-yard line. Stop it. This is how bad this day has gone. That like,
dude, what if they
I have
took an
to
intentional
push
safety?
that thought down because you can't do that right now.
I could see Sirianni doing it
This is really like
He's
you're
fucking-
just seeing a tortured.
Hurts is very fast
because he's going to run backwards because he has to run.
No. But
they
they
have to
wouldn't
run
do it
some
right
time
away.
off the
They
clock.
wouldn't do it right away. They would not do it right away. He's going to probably just run it right into the line.
Okay,
Go down.
easy.
Cool. All right, let's talk about.
By the way, we do have an update. Antonio Brown followed me back on Twitter.
Oh,
What the fuck? He
So
follows
see-
Jake.
See
DM
if
him.
you unblocked
DM
you.
him.
See if you unblocked
Wait,
you.
hang
DM him
hang
right
on.
now. Say Mr.
see.
Brown.
Wait, I'm looking at who he's following.
Oh wait,
Say.
Wait, he follows
shit,
both
he
of you. He
followed
follows
me.
both of you.
Nice.
Antonio Brown followed me.
Let's
Get
go.
blocked right now.
Me.
Get blocked right now.
All right,
Get blocked.
should I get
Success.
blocked?
No,
Yes, yes.
Okay, I think I have to. What should I say?
I just tried to get you out of jail and I got you.
Yeah, but now this is kind of fun.
Now you're trying to go back in?
It would be a rush.
Oh my god.
What should I say?
I can't believe it worked.
Wow.
Hey,
What's up, little dick?
He follows you too, big
I'm
guy.
gonna
Did he
say-
already follow you?
I don't know.
hey, AB.
He followed both
No,
of you.
Big Cat. I'm tweeting him right now.
Yeah, he followed
Oh,
you.
I'm just DMing him.
Hey, okay, hey, I DM him all the time on Instagram.
Bad.
He's probably my most frequently DM person. Never writes back. Hey, AB84, why do you unblock me, you piece of shit?
Oh my. He's going to block me now too.
I said, hello, Mr. Brown. When you say bad and you're referring to your balls, just how big are they? So let's see how that
Was that a
goes.
tweet or a DM?
That was a DM. And
You know
I'm
what?
gonna
I'm
actually say pics or it didn't happen.
Thanks for unblocking me.
What if he sends me his balls? That would be insane. Oh, fuck.
Wow, I can't believe it worked. That was like 15 minutes.
That was incredible.
That
I've been,
was
dude, I've been
incredible.
hunting
Is he
that
listening to
unblock for
this?
a while.
No, I mean, I tweeted. I tweeted him to get PFT out, and
Yeah.
it worked.
That
Yeah.
just happened?
Yeah.
Did you check before you tweet at him?
What?
So like between, did you check if he followed them before you tweeted at him?
I followed him 15 minutes ago, and he followed me back 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Hey, AB, thanks for unblocking me. I bet you don't have the balls to block me again. How's that sound,
That's nice.
Bitch.
That sounds great.
bitch?
That sounds great.
All right.
Okay, wait, what were we talking about? That we went from watching a field goal get missed
I forget.
to
All right.
DMing Antonio Brown to back to Browns Patriots.
We're talking about Belichick.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's just doing it again.
He's gonna
just doing it again.
Bill Belichick's never gonna die.
He's doing it with all of them.
He's gonna get decapitated like Ted Williams, and his frozen head is going to be like attached to Steve Belichick's body, and he's gonna continue coaching for the next 100 years,
Yeah,
and probably probably like 8 more Super Bowls. He's gonna have to buy new boats every year.
It's how confident are you feeling?
Very confident. I think. I mean, the Dolphins have already fallen off. The Jets are riding high. I'm excited for 2 weeks from now.
You're just okay. It hurts, but it's fair. But it hurts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not gonna pull a Billy.
Yeah, no,
but
I'm
you guys
trying
are
it. It's
a
a
sad,
Monday- it's a
disgusting
Monday night
franchise.
game.
I feel bad for you guys.
The worst part is I love Monday night games because I can just sit on my couch and do nothing, and I'm planning on doing that. But this one will just especially ruin it. Like I'm just gonna sit on my couch and just have my Monday night.
Yeah, but like you'll have a first quarter drive or a stop, and you can be like, the Bears are back.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, you know what I actually gonna do is if the Patriots go up 7-0, I might just tweet the
PS5?
hack. Yeah, the hack tweak and just go to bed. That would actually be nice. That actually is what I'm gonna do. I think Peter Schrager got hacked, and it was like I'm signing MacBooks and sending them out to the first 6 followers or something. I'm gonna use that one. So when they go down 7-0, I'll do that, and I'll just go to bed, and it'll be that. And it'll be nice. And I'll watch every second of it and be like, the Bears are back in my head.
We should go to the game on the 30th.
We should bet cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I noticed you didn't say a shot of hot sauce, Hank.
Oh, fuck it, I'll do the whole bottle.
Whoa.
I'm not scared of hot sauce.
You're gonna douse it?
I love hot sauce.
We gotta
I
make
always
this a
have.
secret menu item. Get it Billy style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a bitch the other day. I'm sorry. I just had a really bad experience with hot sauce.
Billy, it's fine. You don't
No,
have
it's
to say
okay.
anything. You're just gonna get your.
Tune into PMTV to see. It went on for another 45 minutes.
Can I just
in
give
the
you
studio?
some quick advice here, Billy? The more you talk about it, the more we're gonna want to make fun of you
Correct.
for it, and then you're gonna get mad again, and then the whole thing's gonna happen again. So I'm just gonna stop you right now, in an effort to help you.
Right, because every time we re-bring it up, then we all like
We have
me,
to make
Hank,
fun
and
of you
PFT
again.
make jokes, and then you get mad again because I'll be like, "Yeah, remember when you walked away?" And like you were a pussy, and you're like, no,
Yeah.
I wasn't. And then you get mad. It's like, dude, I'm joking.
And like you've never actually been in a
Right.
real bar fight,
Right.
like me and Big Cat have.
Right, and hot sauce has just completely dominated your life. Like you wouldn't eat that shit, and then you get mad.
You guys.
But it's right. You're doing
Guys,
it. You're getting mad right
PTSD
now. You're getting mad right now.
you guys aren't being, PTSD is a real thing, and you guys aren't being thoughtful or care about what Billy's gone through in his life.
No, Billy is a soldier, so he probably does have
yes,
PTSD.
for sure. See, you're getting.
Yeah.
Don't let the little
Okay,
jokes
okay.
get to you here.
You did go through a traumatic experience, fact or fiction.
Right. You ate one hot wing.
One, but no, one bite. It was one bite. It was one bite.
Don't.
He sniffed a hot
You
wing.
guys can't fight. So
You can't fight,
you guys can't fight.
Ignore them. Ignore them.
Billy. What about? I don't think you can
We need
fight because somebody DM'd me a video not that long ago
Oh,
of something you did.
from Italy?
Was he
No,
rolling?
it was a different
Chill,
one.
chill,
It was a
chill.
different one.
Was it a rolling video?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was rolling.
Oh, he's about to admit to a crime.
In his head, he just realized, they're fucking with me. Okay.
They might not actually have a video, but you almost admitted to a crime.
Yep.
Yeah, tune into PMTV. But Billy, you didn't need to apologize. So apology not accepted, officially from me, because you didn't need to apologize for anything. Okay,
Thank you.
pussy. You just accepted my non-acceptance of apology. I'm just kidding. I'm
That's
kidding
a
again. I'm
sick
kidding
hat.
again.
That's a
I'm-
sick hat.
Thank you, Billy. I'm
That's
kidding
a
again.
sick hat.
I love you, Billy. And the people who are being mean to Billy, shut the fuck up. You guys are actually the biggest pussies. That's a fact.
It was kind of bad podcast.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It was actually, you know what, Billy?
you know,
though?
We've
It was-
been putting on a bad podcasting clinic for
Yes.
the last 20 minutes.
And guess what? And guess
The
what?
last
It was
7 years.
also bad. Yeah, for our the entire history of this show is bad podcasting. If you actually break it down, we break all the rules. But here's where it was good podcasting and good content. The Jets winning today had everyone tweeting at me and PFT and wanting to listen to this show because they're like, "What are they going to say to Billy? What is Billy going to say?"
I had a list.
That's
of,
storylines, baby. That's content making.
I did have a list of things I was gonna say if it got like argumentative.
Wait, tell us. You thought we were gonna?
I don't know.
The Jets
I didn't know how
killed
it
the
was gonna go.
Packers.
I didn't know how it was gonna go.
You are fat.
Wait,
you
what did
are
you-
a fucking bum.
Wait, what did you think we were gonna do? They
I don't
killed
know.
them.
I don't know. There's just a couple statistics. I didn't want to bring them out.
Oh, give us
Bring him
one.
out. Bring him
Give us
out.
one.
Bring him
just
out.
comparing-
It's hard to yell.
They're just comparing franchises. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Go, give us one.
No,
Come on. No,
we've
no,
all been
do it.
nice
No,
to
you
each
got it.
other.
You got it. You got it.
We've all been nice to each other.
Here,
I only
I like
brought.
this.
Give me the list.
Billy
I'll
had
read
the-
it.
Okay, okay.
Billy had the Costanza jerk store line ready to go 2 days later, 4 days later, whatever it is. Give us one.
What are you writing down?
Just in the past 7 years, the Bears and the Jets had the same amount of wins against the Packers.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
no,
that's actually bad.
That's
actually a great stat.
Not the Bears. The Jets beat the Packers. Whatever it was, 4 years ago.
I think it's in the past 7 years.
Right. So the Packers have how many wins against, or how many wins do the Jets have against the Packers?
Let me check that.
Okay.
I just saw it.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's just one. I think they have
Okay.
the same amount.
Wait, hang on.
I know we beat them.
I think it's just
We
one.
just
and one.
basically every few years we injure Aaron Rodgers and beat them. So
Yeah, 2014 and 2018 was a win for
for
2 wins.
Two
since
wins.
2014.
yeah,
Right, but I'm-
2014 and 18 for the Jets.
right,
So that's 3.
No,
Counting today.
24 and
we definitely beat
no,
them in 2018.
No, 2022.
This is now really bad podcasting.
Yeah. I'm reading it
I
from
mean, ever
the
since
Packers.
that Cowboys field goal, it's been.
The Bears beat them in 20.
We beat them in 2018. We beat them in 2015
Chatting.
on Brett Favre's retirement night. We're just chatting. We're just having a chat. Did Antonio Brown hit anyone back up?
I'm gonna let you know. It looks like the Jets have only won once against Green Bay in the
Okay,
past
so
7 years.
now I'm
Yeah.
pissed that you didn't bring these up because that was just a false fact.
Wait 1 second. People have been
Billy.
tweeting this at me all
All right,
day.
we got to see the next stat. Next stat.
Billy,
Next
I
stat.
know the Bears beat the Packers in 2018, and I
Yeah.
know that they beat them on
That's 2
Favre's
wins.
retirement night on Thanksgiving 2015.
The
remember
Jets
that.
beat the Packers yesterday, and then this is their first win since 06.
Okay, so that was just not correct.
2018 overtime, 2014 31-24, 2010 9-0.
Okay, so that's
Packers
just
over
not
Jets.
a correct stat.
Close though.
I've
next
been getting
stat.
this
Next
all
stat.
day.
Very
since-
Yeah, what else did you have, Billy?
Who sent it to you? Just people like Jets
Yeah.
fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else have they sent you?
I didn't vet it because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Okay.
Of course.
Smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good excuse for not checking a fact.
I mean, that's a really easy fact to check.
I didn't check it because I didn't want to.
Your own feelings.
Billy didn't check a fact because he didn't want. He was thinking about us.
Oh man.
Okay, all right.
All right. Okay. Back to Patriots.
Patriots are back.
Browns.
Patriots are back.
Browns. All right. What I wanted to say was, Patriots look good. Browns. I feel like I circled a few different coaches this week. Stefanski is a circled coach where it's like, are things maybe not great now because his defense is terrible and his offense makes no sense anymore because he has Jacoby Brissett. They're waiting for Deshaun Watson. They have one of the best run games, and he seems to go away from it all the time. They were down a lot in the second half, but it was what was it at halftime? I think it was like a 6-point game or something, and it was an 11-point game in the third quarter. They ran 34 passes to 5 runs in the second half. They just basically were like, Jacoby Brissett, we know your limitations as a quarterback. Let's have you try to win this game.
It was 10-6 at halftime.
Yeah.
And then Jacoby Brissett happened in the second half.
They're whispering over there
Kevin
trying to figure out
Stefanski-
how many times the Jets.
6 years, he would be right.
6 years. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
So it's
not-
one. It's one
One
win.
win.
1 to
last
1.
6 years.
One win.
Not-
You can kind of count the year because after it happened.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
It's like is it next Sunday or this Sunday?
It's like, there was no year zero.
right.
That's what
Got it.
Like bodybuilding.com.
Exactly.
How
Leap
many
year.
days are there in a week?
Okay.
So it's right.
Got it.
Sort of, but not really.
Stefanski is one of those coaches where I always look at Stefanski as being like, you made the Browns good.
Right.
So, like, coach for life.
Well, they got rid
in
of
my
Baker.
opinion. But they got rid of Baker, and I think Browns fans are sick of his shit right now.
Yeah.
Because he has what could be a winning formula and a good roster.
And they
He
don't
hasn't-
run the ball
He
when
hasn't
they
really
need to.
done
Yeah.
anything with it. But from an outsider, I know Browns fans will hate me for saying this, but from an outsider, it's like, dude, you should love this guy.
I know,
Like,
but
he got you. He won you a playoff game at Pittsburgh, right? At the Steelers. You should build a statue for him. But I also understand the frustration where
And
it's
it's-
like he's proven himself to be not that great of an in-game head coach recently.
and it's also like you have Deshaun Watson coming in halfway through this year. Next year, you could maybe do like a full, fresh start
The full
with Deshaun
send,
Watson.
yeah.
Yeah, right. It was the moment that I was just because we had the game on and I was like, what the fuck is Kevin Stefanski doing? It was the end of the first half. They were going in. They were on the 29-yard line. It was 2nd and 1. They had I think all 3 timeouts or 2 timeouts, and he passed the ball twice instead of running for 1 yard with Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb. Like there was 50 seconds left or whatever. You run to get a first down, take a couple shots in the end zone. Instead, they passed twice, didn't get it, had to kick a field goal. It's like, what's going on here? So I don't know. I just circled him. He's one of the head coaches I've circled. Another one out west is going to be fun to talk about later on in the show.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
So one other thing that I thought was kind of funny after the game, Jason McCourty, did you see his tweet?
No.
He tweeted out that he goes, the type of brother I have. Jason McCourty obviously used to play in the NFL for the Browns and the Patriots. Devin, his twin brother, still on the Patriots. Jason tweets out, the type of brother I have, he FaceTimes me after his win in Cleveland from the locker room so I could see what it's like to win a game in Cleveland. One hell of a guy he is, huh? Because he was 0-16 on those Browns. Funny story, when we were at Rutgers the other weekend, I'm on the sidelines. I see Jason McCourty. I go up to him. I'm like, hey, man, we loved having you on the show. Got to get you back on. Also, you've been killing it on TV. I love watching you. You're doing great. And he was like, excuse me? I was like, yeah, man, I'm really impressed with how you've transitioned to doing media stuff. And he goes, you think I'm J-Mac. And I was so fucking embarrassed. I know,
Dude,
I'm sure it happens
you
all the
should've
time.
just kept with TV.
But then I go, yeah, you could be good on TV too. You should come on part of my take. And he was like, okay, we'll be in touch.
Well,
But
no,
he's never going to be in touch.
You should have you should have not said the media part and been like, yeah, dude, I'm talking about Sundays.
Like watching you.
I'm
your
watching
film.
you ball.
I watch
on
your
TV.
film all day.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens. It happened to Belichick.
it did.
The
yeah.
greatest football minds, PFT and Belichick.
Yes, me and Belichick handshake.
You know the old stat, like people will make the joke, this team lost to the bye week. This one kind of sucks for Lions fans, but the Browns now have the second worst points against in the NFL, 163. The Lions are still first, 170. And they lost the bye week.
Whatever.
I mean, that's tough.
You've seen the post. Dan Campbell's going to put that up on his wall.
Yes.
As motivation, how to respond from getting dragged down into the mud. This is another thing Dan Campbell has to overcome.
Yes.
He loves it.
Okay, next up, Vikings, Dolphins. Let's see where we want to start. The Vikings weren't great, but it felt like they should have blown out the Dolphins. The Dolphins were yet again playing the QB carousel, so this is now the third game in a row where with the QB that started didn't finish the game.
Yeah, can somebody explain to me why Teddy Bridgewater didn't start this game and
So-
why they had Skylar Thompson start? Because if he
I
could
can.
play in it,
I can. So Mike McDaniel's offense is he stresses so much on the game plan having the practice reps. Teddy Bridgewater couldn't practice.
okay,
So
he got cleared on Wednesday to practice.
right. So his big deal is with the install that he does, he stresses that the QB that is going to start needs to actually practice the plays and how they're trying to attack the defense. So he said that. He was like, Teddy was okay, but Skylar had the first team reps all week, and that's very important to me.
I think that's a situation where maybe if you're a coach that's been in the league for longer than a year as a head coach, looks at the roster and says, okay, we could start something called a Skylar Thompson, or we could start Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Skylar Thompson. He was good at Kansas State?
Yes.
He's a very good quarterback
Yes.
there. But Teddy Bridgewater is a very good backup quarterback.
He was a very good Kansas State quarterback. He was the guy who just they would get into third and long and make a big pass, and then he would also just run straight ahead right up the middle and get 7 yards. Every Kansas State quarterback
Kansas
ever.
State, yeah.
It was awesome. He was great. But yeah, it was so third straight game that they started with a different quarterback than they finished the game with. I would say that's probably not conducive to winning. They were still kind of weirdly in this game. And I don't really know what to make of the Vikings. They're 5-1. Yeah, they're 5-1.
Yeah.
They're 5-1. They're good. I will say they're good.
Yep.
They are a
Do
good
you see,
football
you see
team.
Kirk Cousins after the
Oh,
game?
he's blinging.
Kirk Cousins after the game, he's now doing a thing where every player on the team that has a chain just gives it to Kirk to wear after a win.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, he's winning me over.
No, when I saw that clip, I was
This
is how my football Sunday's going because I'm losing everything. And then Kirk Cousins is
he's stunting on
kind of
people.
looking cool.
Kirk Cousins is objectively a swaggier person than I am.
Kind of looking cool on a 5-1 Vikings team. I lose at everything.
He legitimately looked like a guy that could pull off chains.
Yeah.
And this is Kirk Cousins. This is Cole's Cash Cousins that we're talking about. He's starting to win me over. I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but Big Cat, he's 5-1. He's looked good this year. Except for the Eagles game where he looked like trash in primetime. Classic Kirk primetime, you suck. But every other time, he looks good. I'm 80% back to being back on Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings are good. I say it. Oh, wait. Antonio Brown hit me back with just crying face emojis. So I'm not getting a picture of his balls. I don't really know what to make of Kirk Cousins. I still think he sucks, but I'm man enough to admit that the Vikings are good.
They are good.
And their defense played well today, and Justin Jefferson is still incredible. Adam Thielen caught a touchdown. The Dolphins, they had one of the most hilarious stretches where they had 5 penalties in one drive, and they had, which you never really see in an NFL game. It happens in MAC football, which shout out MAC coming back soon. They had a 1st and 30 and a 3rd and 28, which is very rare to see. Mm-hmm. But it felt like they kept on shooting themselves in the foot, including Jalen Waddle, Jalen Waddle's very close to becoming the drop C's guy and the fumble guy, which you never want to have. And then when the Vikings turned him over, they did the Waddle in the end zone, and that sucks.
That was bad to have that. That's the only problem with having a signature touchdown dance is that it gives your opponent something to do in your face when they score against you. So Gesicki did the gritty. Mm-hmm. He tried to redeem himself on the gritty. I think this podcast, since we are experts at the gritty, we should become the judge on who has we should rate the gritty.
Yeah, who has the nicest gritty?
I still say Kirk Cousins is the best at the gritty.
Yep.
You tend to disagree.
No, I mean yes, I disagree.
You disagree with that. I would say Gesicki is better this week than Gesicki was 2 weeks ago when he did the gritty.
Jamar Chase is doing a little variation on his gritty because he's all these Kirk Cousins is doing it. I have to do something different. So he has a little bit of a pop as well. So much so that I brought him up again. Stephen Che thought he tore his hamstring doing the gritty. He's like, Jamar Chase just hurt his hamstring. I was like, dude, that sucks that you thought that was a hamstring injury when he was just being cool doing the gritty.
The thing I like the most, maybe actually the least, about Mike Gesicki's gritty this week is how long it went.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt like he started doing the gritty, then he imagined that people were giving him like applause for an encore.
Yep.
And he kept doing it all the way to the sideline.
Too far.
I think he started doing it in the middle of the next play that they ran.
Yeah.
It was probably like a minute and a half long gritty. The gritty should be 5 seconds long at the most.
At most. The Dolphins, though, they outgained the Vikings by 222 yards and lost this game somewhat convincingly. So, weird game. Mike McDaniel, he's obviously not a coach that I've circled, but the Aviators look not as fun when you're losing.
They don't look good when you lose, yeah. He can only wear those in Miami, too. I don't want to see him wearing those on the sidelines in any other city. It'd look weird in, like, Buffalo if he's wearing the Aviators.
Yeah, we also got a hilarious update to the ping pong table. I'm sure you saw this, but the ping pong table was not taken away because they wanted to focus on game planning. It was taken away because it was damaged. And Tyreek Hill said he's working on getting a new one. And the players-only tournament is still on.
They're actually upgrading their ping pong table. So it's kind of the reverse, where the ping pong table is getting taken away not because they're trying to eliminate distractions, but because they want to improve the quality. They want to, like, quadruple the money that they've spent.
Right.
They want to play more ping pong now, which is fine. I think that they should probably lean in and play as much ping pong as they want, as long as Tua is their quarterback.
Yes.
That's really the main concern. I think if Tua is playing, they could win this game. They probably would win this game.
Yes. Yes, I'd agree. So, weird times for the Dolphins. They just got to – I think it's baby steps right now for the Dolphins. Just start a game with a quarterback and finish the game with the same quarterback.
Tyreek Hill had that thing happen to him that he always has where he had like 175 yards, and then his muscles, since his body is so compact – his entire body just cramps up into a little ball.
Yep.
And he has to just check himself out of the game. Not any like severe pain, but his muscles just kind of they like have a revolution against the rest of his body. And he's like, we got to shut this down. We're performing at such incredible performance rates right now that we can't sustain another play in this.
We're moving
game.
so fast. Yeah, he had 12 catches for 177 yards. Here is a completely mind-blowing stat for everyone out there. In Dolphins history, most games with 10-plus receptions and 150 yards, Tyreek Hill is the leader with 3.
Shut up.
It's week 6.
I was going to say, like,
8 other guys are tied with 1.
Chris Chambers?
Dude, he has 3 already, and that is the leader in Dolphins history. That's insane.
You know what? That's
fucking insane.
That's a big black eye on Dan Marino.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Didn't spread it enough.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy – I know that you obviously, when you do those stats, there's like 10 receptions, 150-plus yards. I'm sure there was a lot of guys like 9 receptions, 200 yards, or whatever it may be. But
I would almost feel like
Tyreek Hill, like, that's just crazy. Three times he's done it in 6 weeks.
I feel like Jarvis Landry should have had some of those games because he definitely had some double-digit catch games.
Unless I got Billy fact, I mean, it was a CBS Sports account that tweeted it, so that's their fault. Blue check. So that's an insane stat.
That is crazy, yeah.
What are you going to say, Billy?
My stat was technically right.
No.
How?
Not at all.
What do you mean by technically?
No.
So the
way
second,
you said it,
was
no.
7 years ago, so that was the second time, so you just cut it off there.
Yeah. So
What?
So no.
If you change what the definition of the number 7 is.
2015.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's
So you're just cutting it off.
Yeah.
2015,
Also, if the-
That's what I
2016.
read.
Now,
Yeah.
let's just say, like, crazy, this is not going to happen. The Bears are not going to beat the Patriots. But if the Bears did beat the Patriots, could I do that same stat back to you?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
How many times have the Jets beat the
Have
Patriots?
you checked that one, Billy?
How many times have the Jets beat the Patriots?
I think the last time was when Sanchez.
That's
They
crazy.
haven't beat. It was
So
before
that's
the puck
where
fumble.
that's where I'm like, we're the same.
2015 also.
Yeah, so we're the same. Your team is better right now, but we're the same.
Right, but we have really young players.
Yeah, no, you're ascending. I don't take back anything I said. You guys should be totally pumped. But that's why I was like, what are you talking about? We get beat by our rival. We get our fucking shit kicked in. We don't win. We have every now and then we have a couple of years. It's like, oh, NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, and then back to just sucking.
I was for a second during the first half when it was very scoreless. I was like,
yeah. Let's hope that the Jets continue it because
a cheesesteak tonight.
if the Jets have a good year this year and then they suck next year, I'd just be like, that was the 2018 Bears.
Right.
Here's another CBS Sports tweet that they just put out.
Oh.
Packers' last 4 seasons, 2019 3 losses.
I don't like this.
2020, 3 losses.
I do like
2021, 4 losses. 2022, 3 losses.
I like this.
Already.
I like this.
The CBS Sports account.
Happening.
Pretty good.
It's happening. They got the good.
Oh, they also have a tweet. Max, I do want you to address this because you've talked about this off the air here, but we need to have a discussion on the air. They've got a picture of the receivers wearing the Batman T-shirts. What's going on with the Philly receivers calling themselves Batmen?
I thought we had talked about this.
I don't
Maybe
think we
not.
said it on the air.
Yeah.
Fast Batman, skinny
Darius
Batman.
Slay. This was earlier in the year. Darius Slay. Someone asked about like if there's a Batman and Robin situation in the receiving core of the Eagles, and he said no, they're all Batman. We just have swole Batman, AJ Brown, skinny Batman, Devontae Smith, and then fast Batman, Quez Watkins.
That's pretty lame.
It's
Do
pretty
you
lame.
even multiverse, bro?
Yeah,
make
no, you
someone-
got to
Yeah,
figure out
yeah.
better names. You can't have like swole Batman, fast Batman.
Well, it's also just
we're
lame
6-0,
to like
so
call
we're
someone
6-0, so it works.
a bat
Well,
something.
Isn't Batman all 3 of those things?
Stanley.
Who cares?
He's not skinny.
He's not skinny.
jacked.
Yeah,
He's not skinny?
He's not skinny.
You can't force a bat nickname on someone.
Yeah. There's nothing like. There's no real. There's no bat
Yeah.
in Philly.
It makes no sense.
No.
It should be like Rocky. It should be like swole Rocky, skinny Rocky, fast Rocky.
Just everything needs to be
Everything
More
Rocky.
Italian, more Italian Rocky.
cheesesteak.
Yeah, right.
Eagle Man.
Okay.
Or just Rocky 5, Rocky 2.
Yeah.
Like, name
Yeah.
them
Oh, I
off
like
their
that.
perspective
I like
of
that.
the
Rocky
quality
4.
of the movie.
Okay, let's do an ad and then we'll get back on track.
It's like your
I'm
number
enjoying
1 wide
this
receiver
show.
would be Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Before we definitely don't get back on track, it's brought to you by Coors Light. Our weeks are filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and just stress in general, but it's college football season, and when the weekend hits, Hank's running out of the room. I think he has to go use a bathroom. He's a big poop guy. Coors Light's for everybody. It's for if you're a pee guy, a poop guy, just a guy. It's college football season. When the weekend hits, you've got to protect your chill. So this season, make time to chill out and catch the game at your favorite bar. And while you're doing it, order an ice-cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. I love this ad read because it's an ad read telling you guys to go to a bar and drink beer. So go enjoy yourselves. College football Saturday, go to a bar, order a Coors Light because Part of My Take told you that it's okay to do that. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Coors Light is the beer of college football. As a matter of fact, that's your homework. This Saturday, go watch college football at a bar and drink a Coors Light. That's your homework. I hate to be a teacher. I hate to be the heavy. But that's what we're going to do this weekend. We're drinking Coors Light. The mountains are blue all fall. No matter how your team fares after the clock runs out, a Coors Light in your hand means that you're winning every time. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay, we alluded to it earlier. The Frisky Fun Falcons 28, the 49ers 14. Look at these Falcons. Are the Falcons maybe good?
I think the Falcons are definitely good.
Definitely good.
I think the Falcons are definitely good. Not necessarily all the time as far as points and scores go, but I think they've got the building blocks of a good team.
Yeah.
I think that they are good when they're not Falconsing it away. They have to get the stink of the Falcons off them, and what they did today was it was very effective. They got dressed up as Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And when they put on the red helmets, they look amazing. When they wear the all blacks, they look amazing. It kind of helps to shred some of the – it's like a snake shedding its skin.
Yeah.
The Falcons just need to get a little bit of that stink off them, and I think that they're a solid football team.
Yeah, they are well coached. Arthur Smith, our friend, recurring guest, they are a very well coached team because they are kind of similar to Brian Dable, what he's doing. Arthur Smith knows his limitations as a team. He knows what they do well, what they don't. Here's a little fun stat to prove this. The Falcons are now 3-0 when they ask Marcus Mariota to complete 13 or less passes.
There you go.
3-0. So they basically Marcus Mariota was 13 for 14 today. He ran in for a touchdown as well. He threw 2 touchdown passes. Basically, hey, don't kill us, Marcus. We'll run the ball the most. The Falcons are also leading the league in rush attempts, which you'd think like, oh, the Browns definitely are number 1. No, because Kevin Stefanski, what we talked about. Mm-hmm. They are well coached, and they are basically zagging on the entire league, just being like, pass, pass, pass. Let's play to our strengths, and we'll run. And a lot of teams struggle to defend that. because it doesn't happen very often.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's kind of like what Michigan football is doing right now.
Right, where it's like, oh, everyone's doing spread offense. Well, what are you going to do when your team is built to not only run the spread offense but defend the spread offense, and it's a lot of light, defenders, and they don't know what to do when you get a big fucker just like bearing down on them.
To be fair, it's probably not a matter of asking Marcus Mariota to not complete more than 13 passes.
No, but
it's probably more like don't have him. You don't want him passing the ball. You want to be a run heavy.
It's attempts.
A run heavy offense.
Yeah.
The 49ers ran a 16-play, 8-minute drive.
That's what they do.
While they were trailing by 14 points, and they came away scoreless off that. At that point, it's over. The game's over because you can't kill that much clock. It's an impressive drive.
Yeah.
Just from like a football standpoint, bleed the clock out. But in general, you want to be running a 16-play, 8-minute drive when you're ahead by 14 points.
Yes.
Not when you're behind by 14 points. I don't know if this is the coach that you were talking about, Big Cat, when we were talking about Kyle Shanahan.
It wasn't.
I wasn't either, but the thought just occurred to me. At what point do we start asking if Kyle Shanahan's overrated?
Okay, so this game I would not put that in there because
Their defense is fucked up.
Their defense is fucked up. They're missing Bosa, Armstead, Kinlaw, and Emmanuel Mosley. A lot of really good dudes. And then I think also their other cornerback got hurt like in the first quarter. A lot of dudes out. They did the whole staying out on the East Coast thing where they had back-to-back road games. And like we know, because we've seen it, this was just a bad Jimmy G game. Like, he was not good today. He was 4 for 11 for 72 yards and 2 picks when he was asked to throw it for more than 10 yards. You saw it in the last, even the last play that they had where it was 4th and 1, and he skipped the ball, like a 5-yard pass. He skipped the ball on the ground. When you need this to keep the game going, it was just Jimmy G did not. When Jimmy G looks okay, and everything's working for the 49ers. The 49ers are basically like a well-oiled machine, or like a perfect a bicycle where if you just stick a stick in the spokes, the whole thing can fall apart. But if you can't get the stick in the spokes, they'll just run right over you.
Yeah.
I think that made sense.
I've never seen all the Star Wars movies, but like one of those big tall things that runs through the desert.
Right.
The big machines. If you just tie some dental floss around its legs, it'll trip over and fall down.
It's kind of like watching Army or Navy in the triple option when you can almost tell within the first drive this is going to work or this won't today.
Yeah.
Like, right away this is going to work for the 49ers. It's a day where everything's schemed up perfectly. They're blocking perfectly. Their defense is flying around. And this was one of those days where you turned on the game and you're like, nope, this is not the 49ers day.
Yeah, so the reason why I asked that is because he is 42 and 45 in the regular season.
You got to remember
he has had some quarterback things, and he gets a lot of passes because he's had to play with a lot of backup quarterbacks.
A ton.
But this year, their backup quarterback is also the same guy that he wanted to be their starting quarterback. So it's not really
not anymore.
That much of but at first.
But now not anymore.
He got hand selected.
It's now back to Jimmy G is the backup again.
Unwanted backup.
Yes.
And it's not Kyle Shanahan's fault that they're losing with him.
You could make the argument Kyle Shanahan maybe needs someone else to decide his next quarterback.
That could be fair. And
I'd take him as a coach.
I'd like to be very clear. I would cut my foot off.
I would love to have him.
I would take Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo as a package deal for life to be my head coach and quarterback for the next 10 years.
Yes, without a doubt.
We're just having the discussion.
We're having the discussion. I haven't circled them yet, but I know that discussion exists out there.
Yep.
Because the 49ers, they did not look good today, but a lot of injuries. 49ers, I know we joke about the Chargers. The 49ers definitely are up there with injuries every year.
Yeah.
It feels like they always have injuries to I guess maybe that's the problem. This is why the Bears and Commanders are smart how they do it, where they just have rosters with no good players. If you don't have good players, they can't get injured.
Yeah, you can't tear an ACL on an all-pro wide receiver if you don't have.
So you can't have that bummer damn, we just our left tackle, who's one of the best of all time, is out. No, we never had him.
Yeah,
so he can't be out.
In our case, we did have Trent Williams.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
we actually did lose him because our medical staff misdiagnosed scalp cancer.
Yeah.
And then he decided he wasn't going to play for us, so now he's on the 49ers.
Yeah.
So that
did happen.
That was a tough example that you gave me.
Yep.
But Trent Williams is coming back.
But you get what I'm saying.
I do
If you
understand what you're
don't
saying.
have good players, you can never lose them.
Yeah, so Trent Williams is coming back, and that's going to make a massive difference.
Yeah, it's like the whole it's better to have loved than lost and never loved. That's bullshit.
I disagree.
Yeah, I'd rather never love.
Just be lonely for life.
Yeah, because when you love and lost, you're like, damn, that really hurts.
Yep.
Like my heart is broken.
Yep,
Be better to just never know what that feels like.
I agree.
Okay, so yeah, Falcons, frisky fun.
Frisky fun.
And maybe good.
Shout out Arthur Smith and the boys. They were slamming Coors Lights in the locker room afterwards.
They're a good
That
coach
was nice
team.
to see. They do beer celebrations afterwards.
They're also
I like that. It's very hockey-esque. Which, by the
Yes.
way, did you see Ryan Whitney today?
Yeah.
He was at the Steelers game.
Yeah.
I have a joke about that.
Okay.
He was there supporting his brothers and sisters, the other pigeons that were down on the field.
They were flying around.
In your fucking face, Whitney,
Yeah.
you piece of shit.
Yeah.
How was
Slow
your weekend,
feet.
bitch?
Those pigeons probably got better ankles than Wit.
Mm-hmm.
I had one last point. Fuck, I can't remember it though. Oh, Falcons are looking to be only the 5th team all time to start 7-0 against the spread.
Wow.
We're getting into history, boys.
That's more impressive than
We're getting into
Undefeated.
history. Yes, that is. They're 6-0 against the spread. They're 3-3. We talked a little bit about it on Sunday, but Friday show. But every other team that started 6-0 against the spread was really good. They were just blowing people out.
Yeah.
Like they weren't underdogs losing and covering. It was the Patriots 2007, which was the 18-1 team. Tennessee 2008, which I can't remember who was on that team.
Was that
They started 7-0.
McNair?
no Vince Young maybe?
Maybe. Either way, look it up, Jake. They started 7-0 in real games and against the spread. 2018 Kansas City Chiefs, which we know,
Yeah.
started 6-1, 7-0 against the spread, and then last year's Dallas Cowboys started 7-0 against the spread, 6-1 straight up. So all these teams were really like what the Falcons are doing is way more impressive because
Yeah.
they're 3-3.
This
and
is-
they're 6-0.
I mean, this would be the all-time twist for Calvin Ridley to get suspended for a full
the
season,
greatest gambling team.
and their team becomes the
Yeah.
greatest gambling team of all time.
Yeah. So who do they have next week? We got to have them. We got to get them.
Let's
away.
do what?
I think they're playing the Bengals.
Whose line is it anyway? Is it at the
At
Bengals?
Cincinnati.
at Cincinnati?
I'm going to say Cincinnati minus 3.5.
4.5
The line
is
is, I'm stalling, minus 6.5.
6.5.
Oh, Falcons can cover that
Hammer.
Easy.
Hammer. Let's make history.
What
boys.
jerseys are they wearing?
Let's
Probably
make
too early to
history.
determine.
And are they going to pass the ball to Kyle Pitts? That's another big one. If they can do that, then they're a good football team. Also,
I forgot.
They should tell you what jerseys they're going to wear way earlier in the week. Because
Yes.
if I had known, maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but if I had known that they were going to be wearing these,
Yep.
I would drop the hammer on 'em.
Yep. I forgot the 2008 Tennessee Titans. Kerry Collins. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was Chris Johnson, Kerry Collins,
It was like maybe Chris Johnson's rookie year or one of the first ones.
Jeff Fisher,
True.
which is nice. Jeff Fisher 7-0 against the spread. They finished the year I think 13-3 and then lost in the divisional playoffs. That's too bad. Okay, next up. Colts Jags. Matt Ryan, Colts 34, Jags 27. The Jaguars are the Jaguars. They just are
I think sometimes the Jaguars aren't the Jaguars at home
against the Colts.
against the Colts.
But they are. I was pumped up because I thought the Jaguars might be good.
I don't think they're bad. They could have won this game.
Oh, they absolutely could have
Yeah,
won this
this
game.
is-
They actually ran the ball down their throats. They made Matt Ryan though completely revive his. Matt Ryan. Last we saw Matt Ryan, his team couldn't score a touchdown. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. He was getting absolutely mangled, and then he plays the Jaguars, and he has his career high in completions. Not only his career high in completions, this one is another stat that blew my mind. He has the Indianapolis Colts career high in completions. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, ever heard of them? Matt Ryan goes 42 for 58, 389 yards, and 3 touchdowns. They made Matt Ryan come back to life.
Well, you think that maybe Peyton Manning hasn't had to pass the ball that much.
he has
in
no,
certain
but
games.
he has 40. I mean, he was in some shootouts. His highest is 40 completions.
So in the first half, the Colts ran 40 plays, I believe, 40 plays to 22 for the Jaguars, And I think I heard them say that Ryan threw the ball 37 times.
37
in the first
times.
Half. So out of the 40 plays that they ran in the first half, he threw the ball 37 times.
They basically
Matt Ryan,
were like
58 pass. So Matt Ryan right now leads the league in pass attempts.
I actually think this might be Frank Reich just saved his job because he just did the dumbest thing that became genius. We watched Matt Ryan suck so bad. He was like, you know what we do? More Matt Ryan. And it did work because the Jaguars' pass defense wasn't good, and the Jaguars' rush defense is pretty good. So they just went more Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan had a career day for Matt Ryan.
Here's a fun stat: is the Indianapolis Colts have not had a halftime lead in 8 games.
That is crazy.
That's pretty wild considering some of the teams they get to play.
Yes. So the Colts, I don't know. I don't want to say they righted it, but it does feel like this after a terrible Thursday night game that they ended up with a win, and then they take care of the Jaguars in coming back late to win the game where they even went for the jugular late where it was like we could have kicked the field goal. It was 3rd and 13. They're like, no, fuck it, let's throw it to the end zone here with Alec Pierce. Maybe the Colts aren't terrible. I don't know what to make of this.
Help me. I think that they're still going to be in underachieving territory. Their running back's out, which is a pretty big deal. Jonathan Taylor is.
That's why
he's got a league MVP case that he can make when he's healthy. So if they're having to lean on Matt Ryan, and I don't see Matt Ryan being able to throw the ball this many times.
No.
Multiple weeks in a row.
But
it's like when we saw Joe Flacco and his attempts up in the 50s. He's too old and too Coltsy to be making that many attempts, that many dropbacks. He's gonna get sacked and he's gonna get broken in half.
But what if Frank Reich? This is
he did
just
go back,
found it.
He did go back to his old glasses today. Frank Reich did. I like those.
And Matt Ryan didn't get sacked today, and they threw it he did the thing that no one was asking for more of, and it worked.
So 6.7 was his average yards per completion.
First half was all dump offs.
All dump offs.
Second half, he actually threw it deep.
It's smart to have Matt Ryan get rid of the ball quickly. That way he can't fumble.
Yes. What are you gonna say, Billy?
Guess why Matt Ryan performed so well?
Why?
Someone was activated and made QB2.
Oh, Sam Ehlinger.
He was looking in the mirror. Yeah.
So Sam Ehlinger, he is activated. Probably it was also the scout team Trevor Lawrence this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we all know that he's better than Trevor Lawrence, right?
100%.
Or where are we at on the stock up, stock down?
Well, Sam Ehlinger's stock's up now that he's actually on the team for game day.
Uh-huh.
And Trevor Lawrence, as we saw, just took an L. So.
And Trevor Lawrence didn't play bad. Yeah. It actually was a game where both coaches game planned perfectly against the opponent. It's just the Colts outlasted them. The Jaguars just rammed it down the Colts' throat. They ran for 200-plus yards. It seemed like everything worked that they wanted to. The Colts were like, fuck it, we'll throw it on top of you all day, and that just ended up working more in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of how the game went.
I believe the Colts are now 2-0 in Lucas Oil Stadium when the window and the roof is open.
Yeah, it was a lot of shades.
A lot of shadows.
Shadows, yep.
Speaking of the Colts record, do you guys know what it is right now?
3-2-1.
3-2-1.
Oh, that is cool.
It's a countdown.
Oh, Jesus, Jay.
That is pretty cool.
I love you.
It's unique.
I love
that
you.
Is great.
That's fair. I love it. Yeah. So what happens? Do they blast off next week?
That's what I was saying. Blast off.
Wait,
happy birthday.
but
buzzer beater. Happy New Year.
could be a
Whatever
bomb.
direction you want to go in.
It could also be a bomb.
It could be a bomb.
Is it, Jake? Is it a bomb that we have to defuse, or is it a launch?
New Year.
Is it New Year?
Yeah, New Year.
So who are they playing?
Titans. At Titans. That's a bomb.
I feel like it might be a bomb. I think they might be about to explode.
That's a bomb.
Do bombs have milliseconds? No, it depends, right?
3, 2, 1. Jake,
what bomb? Hank, what would you say a bomb has? Milliseconds?
I don't think it does. From watching 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It's something. It's got the numbers on the right that tick down really
maybe
fast.
it does.
Yeah.
I guess it depends.
Hank,
I don't really have experience. So.
Close your eyes.
Usually so.
I'm gonna do a countdown. Tell me what you envision happening after this. Okay? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
it's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, Jake. Yeah, I mean, you brought it. It's a fun stat.
Colts.
It's a fun stat.
I hope they don't have to fly to Tennessee.
Oh God.
Jesus, Jake, what did you do? You're gonna have to
You're
gonna have to track that flight, Jake, to make sure it lands perfectly.
There's only one time that everyone in the country is simultaneously counting 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, when the bomb goes off.
Mm-hmm.
No one is counting that.
Well, but someone's counting on a giant loudspeaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is not the turn I expected this stat.
All right, wait, do it to me. I'll close my eyes.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
3,
2, 1. Oh no, it's a birthday bomb.
No, it was a Happy New Year bomb.
Oh no.
What about this? 3, 2, 1.
Jenkins at the buzzer, Villanova. Got ya.
Hell yeah.
I just
Maybe
saw
the dumbest
I was thinking-
Monday show we've done.
I saw a rocket ship taking off, but then it was the Challenger.
Oh no, Jake, this is bad.
I think you just bombed him.
You bombed them.
And there's a teacher on board.
Oh no.
Yep. And she was an inspiration to all the little kids. They
Congrats,
watched
Jake.
her die live on air in their classroom.
You just killed
They're
a
like,
blue collar
there's
worker,
Ms.
Jake.
What was her name? There she is.
Miss Teacher.
Jenkins.
This is the best. She's going up to space. 3, 2, 1. Colts record. Okay. Stathole Sports sent me one. The Colts ended a 111-minute
McAuliffe.
TD drought, which is that was the teacher's name. That's pretty cool.
111 minutes. Yeah, because they didn't score at all last week, right?
Yeah.
They've
TD drought, 111 minutes.
their offense is very confusing to me.
Yeah,
Very
and
confusing.
the only reason I bring it up is because it's just fun to remember that in 2000, the Ravens that won the Super Bowl, they went on a 328-minute TD drought, weeks 5 through 9.
Oh, so this is the recipe.
They went on a TD drought. They didn't score a touchdown weeks 5 through 9, and still managed to go 2-3 in that stretch, which is insane.
I guess if you can learn how to win games without playing any offense,
Yeah.
you're probably a good team.
And then I looked up just because it's fun to look up like incredible defenses. The Ravens in 2000 had 15 out of, because it was 20 weeks because they played 4 playoff games. 15 out of the 20 weeks they held their opponent to 10 points or less, including all 4 rounds of the playoffs.
The Trent Dilfer year.
85 Bears had 14 out of 19 weeks, 10 points or less, and only give up 10 points in the entire playoffs. It's just fun to look at crazy defenses because we don't have them anymore.
Yeah, I'll
They're
say
like, imagine going 5 weeks without scoring an offensive touchdown and still going 2-3.
well, the Bucs at the start of the year looked like they might be one of those defenses.
Yeah, but
and they're just not.
That 2000 Ravens team, crazy.
Every time they would get an interception, they would try to do the rugby play. They would try to pitch it back because they knew Trent Dilfer is our quarterback. We're probably more likely to score if we do insane amounts of laterals on any return than if we give the ball to this guy.
15 weeks they held their opponents to 10 points or less.
Shout out Travis Etienne,
Yeah.
who is a first-round pick from last year. That's now playing really well. I
they
also
have 3 first-round picks.
3 first-round picks
this year.
I like the idea of a guy named JaMychal Hasty being really fast. That's just so cool. Mm-hmm. So that's my fun look on the bright side. Jacksonville Jaguars stat of the week for Chaps.
Doug Peterson's a good coach because he knew he's like, hey, we think we can run on them. Let's go do that.
Yep,
And they did.
he was right.
Yeah, they were right until they didn't win. Okay. Rams 24, Panthers 10. The Rams, we got 3 games left. The Rams got right. We expected this.
This is exactly what we talked about, I think, on Thursday when we recorded.
Yeah.
I think I said I'm taking the Panthers first quarter money line because they're going to come out juiced up because they've got an interim coach. They need to put something good on film, and then they're going to get the shit kicked out of them in the second half, and the Rams are going to cover the spread.
You were very close to not covering the spread. I don't know if you saw that.
They did cover the spread.
It was very close. It was Jacob Eason came
lot of
in the game.
points. It's a lot of
Jacob
points.
Eason
10
came
is
in
a
the
lot.
game. PJ Walker got hurt, and he almost covered the spread. And Christian McCaffrey is basically whatever. It's not a contract year. It's just a
Trading block.
getting traded soon game.
They
is
said
what he did.
So they said I read an article earlier this week that said McCaffrey, the Panthers will listen to all offers for McCaffrey. They'll also listen to all offers for Robbie Anderson, but it's not going to be a fire sale.
Well, Robbie Anderson, not so much anymore.
But I think by definition, if they're going to trade Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey, that's kind of a fire sale. Right?
Well, Robbie Anderson's getting cut.
He might get cut.
I would say that he
got ejected by his own team.
He got ejected by his own team, got in a fight with his wide receivers coach. He was sitting apart from the rest of the wide receivers.
He probably wants to get cut.
Well, he was saying, like, trade me as he was walking off. So, yeah, it felt like the Panthers didn't really solve anything by firing Matt Rule.
I don't think that they're not going to cut Robbie Anderson, right? They're going to trade him still.
I don't know.
Because he still has value. He's still a pretty good player. He's kind of a nut job. But I feel like you can get something for him.
But now that everyone watched him get in ejected by his own team, they're going to be like, oh, how about we give you like a 7th round pick?
Yeah, you've lost all your internal leverage.
Yeah.
Your only hope is that like Robbie Anderson basically went out there and did a commercial for Robbie Anderson to every other team. Mm-hmm. So maybe other teams will get into a bidding war against each other.
Yeah.
And maybe you can end up with like a 5th or a 4th.
Maybe. But this game, I actually, instead of talking about the Panthers in this game, because they suck and they're going to continue to suck, the story that came out Sunday morning about Matt Rule, very fucking funny. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Matt Rule had a manifesto when he got to Carolina called The Way of the Panther.
Yeah, I did see that.
So part of it read, Pepsi tastes like Pepsi 24 hours a day. We have a brand at the Panthers. This brand defines us both on the field and everyday life. We are the toughest, hardest working, most competitive team in the NFL. And then on top of that document was our plan to win, which had a bunch of football metrics. Here are some of the metrics. Explosive offensive plays, gains of 20-plus yards. The Panthers were 29th. Turnover differential, they were 25th. Yards per carry, they were 24th. Red zone scoring percentage, they were 30th. It goes on and on and on. The Way of the Panther did not end up working out, and I guess everyone was just mocking it for the entire last year that Matt Rule was there, because he also had in there, it was an acronym OOU, one of us. So every time they were like trying to draft or trade for a guy, they'd ask, is he OOU?
Yeah.
And then it, like from this report that I read, it was just basically everyone walked around just making fun of OOU.
One of us, isn't that what you say to somebody like in a cult initiation?
Yeah.
I think they say that in Fight Club.
Google gobble,
right
one of us.
before they blow up everything at the end.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's it. The Way of the Panther is a very, you can't say The Way of the Panther.
The Way of the Panther. It's like Pepsi.
You can say like the Panther Way, but when you reverse it and you go The Way of the Panther, it sounds like a spiritual, like mystical journey that you're being led on by a shaman.
Yeah.
You can't go Way of the Panther. It sounds like a rejected Bruce Lee script.
Yeah, it's also funny for Pepsi to be the one that you point to.
Well,
I mean, I Pepsi's fine when people. Yeah. I'm not a snob. I probably prefer Coke, but I also drink Pepsi. Like whenever I'm at like a out to dinner and they're like, "Is Pepsi okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine, great."
Yeah,
but maybe I don't know, Apple or something. I don't.
Pepsi has a brand.
Yeah,
though,
Pepsi does have a brand,
which is like
I guess
I'd probably rather be doing something else.
Right.
But if that's all you have,
The Way of the Panther.
That's actually exactly how I feel about watching Panthers games on television.
Yeah. We are the toughest, hardest working, most competitive team in the NFL.
If there's absolutely no other football, I'll watch the Panthers game.
Right.
I'll have a good time watching it. Probably.
Like, oh, is Pepsi okay? Is Panther football okay?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
fine.
I can watch it.
I'll have that.
Has there ever been an interim coach?
I don't know.
Because I don't know if Wilkes is cut out. If I were him, I wouldn't deal with this shit.
No, I mean they're going to be bad.
I'd be like, you want me to be a babysitter for the rest of the year?
Here's what the Panthers are going to do. They're going to lose every game by a shitload. They're going to win one more game, and it will surprise all of us. I will probably bet against them that week, and they'll win one more game.
Baker will win a game.
Yeah, they're going to win one more game. That's just what's going to happen.
But if you're Steve Wilkes, why do you even do this? You know you're not going to be around next year.
Maybe you get a little more money.
Maybe.
Probably.
I'd rather take you only have like 3 more weeks of it being nice enough weather to do something fun outside. I would not want to waste those weeks coaching the Carolina Panthers.
You got to remember, every single football coach in the history of football is a psycho and thinks, "Oh, I can change them. I'm the one who can change them.
But
I'm the one who can make them better."
You've got players trying to fight their coaches on the sideline.
But that's every coach looks at the situation like, I can change these. I can tame the wild horse.
You've got Jacob Eason coming into the game because that's your quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Your best player, Christian McCaffrey, you probably shouldn't really be playing that much anymore so you can get him traded.
Right.
Him getting hurt.
Yep.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go golf.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take it easy for the next month and a half.
He probably got $500,000 or something.
Maybe
know. David Tepper was like, "We'll keep you around."
It'd be very funny if this became like a very Shakespearean thing where it was like Dwight and Michael Scott and Jim from The Office, where it's like Ben McAdoo secretly plotting to try to take over the interim job from Steve Wilkes and then getting it and completely fucking that up too.
I'm ready for it. Yes. Yeah. And it's just a folly. His entire plot.
His plot works to perfection, but then he takes it over and he realizes he has to coach the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, he also sucks.
And then, wow, this is awful.
The Carolina
Panthers. What a bad situation.
Yes. He not only realizes the Panthers suck, but he sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, what did I get myself into? Allen Robinson, welcome to the NFL season. Welcome to the Rams.
Yeah, it looks good now.
Yeah, he had a touchdown, a couple nice plays, and the Rams. We had multiple get-right games. The Rams were the only ones that actually got right.
So this could be a good win for the Rams because they've got, I think, backups at every position on their offensive line. Maybe one of the guys is still a starter. But like Kyle Long told us, it takes a few weeks to even start to gel.
Yeah, it's an offensive line.
These guys were never supposed to play together in the first place, so it's taken them a while to get right. I still think Matthew Stafford might be hurt.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I still think there's something wrong with him.
He's always hurt. Okay, we got 2 more games. Before we do that, PT, you got one more quick ad for us.
Before we get to the rest of these games, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Instacart. They want to know what our favorite dips are for game day. I'm telling you, it's Cool Ranch Doritos and salsa. It's great. It's unconventional. People think I'm crazy. Tastes good. Jake, what's your favorite dip?
Guacamole.
Guacamole. That's good. Billy.
Buffalo chicken dip.
Love it. Big Cat, what's your favorite dip?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Max.
Wait, Billy, you think that's too spicy?
Max.
Queso.
Henry.
Guacamole buffalo chicken dip.
Mixed together?
Yep.
You're a psycho, but I love it. Well, I've got some good news for you guys. If you want to order all the ingredients to get those dips or just order the dips themselves, you can use Instacart. You don't have to go to the grocery store. Everyone hates shopping at the grocery store on Sundays. It's always super crowded. The lines are always really, really long. With Instacart, everyone can agree that Instacart offers everything that you need to load up on snacks without missing a minute of game time. Even if you're looking for like some really hot sauce that you want to put on your sub, ask Instacart. They've got it. They'll hook you guys up with each cart you build. There are endless possibilities to create stories with the products that Instacart helps deliver. They're fast and flexible with delivery, as fast as an hour, or you can select a delivery window. Instacart helps deliver all these possibilities with a fast and efficient shopping process. Get whatever you need from grocery, household essentials, electronics, home improvement, alcohol, pets, beauty, and much, much more. Get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app and instacart.com. That's instacart.com. These games are also brought to you by Movement Watches. They're an American watchmaker that sells watches as well as sunglasses and other accessories. Movement watches have the look and quality of a department store watch, but they cost a fraction of the price because they were built online, and they own their process from start to finish. I'm going to give you guys a little tip here. This is a PFT holiday tip. It's October. You've got a couple months. Don't put off your shopping. Order your Christmas shopping, your holiday shopping right now. Order Movement watches for your family and your friends. They'll arrive to you in nice packaging. You can then give that gift and be all set for the entire holiday season. When the Movement watches arrive to you, you will know that you can elevate your look or your family's look with style that doesn't break the bank. You can join the movement, get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/pardon. That's mvmt.com/pardon. I love Movement watches. And again, they make for fantastic gifts. Get one for yourself. Get one for your family. Take care of all of your holiday shopping right now. It's the best time to do it. mvmt.com/pardon.
Okay, last 2 games. Seahawks, Cardinals. This is the coach I have circled.
Yep.
Cliff Kingsbury. Now, first, the Cardinals suck. And they sucked again today. And if you watch the game, something is messed up with that offense. They started the game, field goal on Seattle's 5. They then went turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs, fumble, turnover on downs, punt, interception. They were so bad. So bad. And a bunch of 3-and-outs there. They feel like they can't get anything going. Keep betting against the Cardinals first half. But yes, Cliff Kingsbury, I circled him.
Okay, he's circled. This is a coach I want to talk about too. So it is blind resume season. I'm going to give you a blind resume.
Okay.
Coach 1 is 26, 27, and 1.
Okay.
Coach 2 is 35 and 40. Which one do you like more?
I guess 35 and 40.
Trick question. They're the same person. 26, 27, 1 is Cliff Kingsbury's record as an NFL coach.
Yep.
35 and 40 is his record as a college head coach.
Yep.
Cliff Kingsbury, you can say a lot of things about him. He's not a fraud.
No, he's failed upwards.
He's failed upwards, and he is who he is.
Yeah. No, he's the same guy.
This is the exact same guy. I don't know why he was getting all these different jobs in college football, and then he got snaked out of there by the NFL that gave him a head coach spot.
Remember, he was the OC for USC for a minute.
For like literally 1 minute.
And then Arizona was like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, actually,
let
tell
me
you
have
what,
him.
we want to get a hot young OC that hasn't actually been the offense coordinator for this team yet.
Yeah.
Let's just hire him out from the Trojans right now. He is the real deal. He is who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And who we think he is.
And I have no idea because I'm not, I don't watch the tape. I don't know what his actual schemes are, if they're working, not working, if it's a coaching thing or it's a Kyler thing. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know. What I do know is you gave a ton of money to Kyler. That means that Cliff was going to be the fix if things don't work out this next year. Like, that's just simple knowing how the NFL works.
Yeah.
You basically said Kyler is our guy. And the only way to change, if things don't go well with Kyler, before you admit to everyone it's Kyler's fault because you're paying him all this money, you admit to everyone that it's the coach's fault and get a new coach. That's just how it works in the NFL, for better or worse. You could, like, someone who watches all the film could break it down and be like, actually, Cliff's schemes are working. It's Kyler that's messing it up. Unfortunately, that's just not how it's going to work. When they have to, like, figure out how to move forward, it's going to be Cliff that goes, not Kyler.
The interesting thing is that I don't think you'll be able to find like a real top-of-the-line head coach that would want to come in and coach Kyler because of all the shit that's happened behind the scenes and a little bit in front of the scenes with the you have to study 4 hours of game film.
But remember what I just said about Steve Wilkes.
I did remember what you said about that.
And someone's going to be like,
is there
Kyler, I can fix
Is there going to be an I can fix you
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that
Oh,
comes
yeah.
I don't know if you're
for
like
that much money, too.
If you're like a real top guy.
Yeah. Yes.
I would just say fucking throw a bag at Lincoln Riley and hope that he goes to Arizona.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously doing well at USC, but some big whiz kid, offensive guys can be like, "Ooh, I can get the most out of
a
Kyler.
young hotshot."
They all have egos. They all love money. It's just they will be like, "Yeah, I'm the one who can make Kyler the best."
I'm gonna look up who else was on that 2013 Washington Redskins.
There's got to be.
They're gonna have one of the guys from.
You know what? Maybe it's Mike LaFleur.
It probably will be Mike LaFleur.
It's Mike LaFleur.
I'm pretty sure he was on that.
Yeah. He's going to be the next coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Again, I don't know if it's Cliff Kingsbury, like if it's his fault. Although, like you said with the blind resume, it has shown
that's just who he is.
It is who he is. But the money was given to Kyler. They basically said he's our quarterback for the next however many years. And Cliff Kingsbury, if he doesn't turn it around this year, I think will probably be the one who gets kicked out. And maybe it's all different when DeAndre comes back, which is this week, right?
Yes. So this
Thursday night. So we should bet the Cardinals Thursday night.
This was their last game without DeAndre, and they are going to be a little bit of a different team, but I don't think they're going to be. This isn't the Cardinals that we saw through 8 games last year.
But
they're beating everybody.
Should we bet the Cardinals in case DeAndre Hopkins does change everything,
Who are
and
they
then
playing?
we get Saints on Thursday night? I think it's 2-point line. We could feel like we're the smartest people ever, and we got ahead of the trend.
People
Maybe
forgot
we'll
DeAndre
look
was coming back.
Maybe DeAndre will make the Cardinals so good. 2.5. He'll make the Cardinals so good that if you had this game in 2 months from now, the Cardinals would be 7-point favorites, but we're so sharp, we got it at 2.5.
It's actually a good thing that they lost to the Seahawks this week.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high.
We just got value, baby.
I think we can also
play.
We can also say to ourselves that if this play doesn't work, it was still the right play because there was value in DeAndre Hopkins coming back.
Because wait till later on in the season when it will be a lot more for Arizona Cardinals home game. Although they suck at home.
I bet you Kyler Murray's pumped to have a full weekend with no football that he has to worry about.
Yep.
Like he gets to actually experience a weekend off
of Call of Duty.
Of Call of Duty. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. And the Seahawks, I just love that the Seahawks keep winning games because it really is like, oh, Pete Carroll's a good coach and sticking it to Russell Wilson because their offense, like Geno kind of came back down to earth, but their defense played well and they have a bunch of young guys on defense. I don't know. I just like it. The Seahawks are a fun story. I'm rooting for the Seahawks out of spite.
I'm ready to say that Pete Carroll won the Russell Wilson breakup right now.
I'd agree. I
think he's miles ahead. He's back on the scene. He's dating. He's having a good time. Russell Wilson is just trying to put on social media how happy he is, but he knows that he's not happy. This is the exact game, by the way, where if Russell Wilson was the Seahawks quarterback and they won this game in the same way that they did today, Russell Wilson would be very upset with how this game went.
Yeah.
Geno Smith is like, we won a football game. I'm Geno Smith. I just won a football game. This is awesome.
Yeah, and the NFL writer Benjamin Solik, he did a video. I didn't watch the actual video. I just watched the Twitter video that was like 45 seconds long. And the premise, which I just was like, okay, I'm taking this as fact now. You know, when you see someone who like breaks down film and they say something, you're like, all right, that's my fact.
Always.
He basically was like, the Seahawks offense runs better because they like to run crossing patterns in the middle. And Geno Smith's taller than Russell Wilson.
And he can see over the offensive line.
And Russell Wilson can't make those throws in the middle of the field, but Geno Smith can. Mm-hmm. That's why their offense is running so well right now. Again, it was he might have like used that as a teaser and then dispelled that theory in the full video. Didn't watch the full video, but shout out him.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was onto something.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that narrative 100%.
Geno Smith taller, better.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if Russell Wilson was on this team, I feel like the narrative would be like, oh, Russ won another ugly one. He's not happy with how this offense is treating him.
Right.
It's sometimes nice to have a guy that can take something good that happens and just be happy with it.
Right. You just won.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks are 3-3. I don't think anyone thought they were going to be 3-3 through 6 weeks.
No.
Everyone thought they were picked by a lot of people to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Yeah. I do not think they're one of the worst teams.
No, they're definitely not. I thought that they were going to be just dog shit bad.
Yeah, they're not on
2-3 games.
They're not on our level.
No, I'm way worse. We are the worst Washington team in the NFL.
Yeah, they're not in the Bears, the Washington Commanders, Texans. Like, there's way worse teams than the Seahawks.
Jaguars, maybe.
I don't know. The Jaguars still. I'll fall back in love with them just because they have the young talent thing.
Yeah.
To have young talent.
Jake, you look like you got something on your mind.
Yeah, so I'm sure we're gonna see this a lot from now until Thursday, so we want to report it first. The Cardinals have not won a home game since Week 7 last year.
Oh, wow.
So that might not be the
this
bet.
Year.
But maybe that's also the bet.
DeAndre Hopkins
October 24th,
he was on that
so
team?
it'll be nearly 365.
Did Hopkins play that game?
In Week 7 last year?
Yeah, I think he probably did.
Week 7 last year, they beat... Ooh, it was Agami. It was 31-5 against Houston.
Wow.
I remember that game.
Wow.
What a terrible game.
DeAndre Hopkins
31-5 against Houston.
Scored a touchdown.
That is the Pepsi of
7
NFL
for
games.
53 and a touchdown.
Okay. I still like it.
Shout out Kenneth Walker the third, too.
So they
Michigan
have not
State.
won at home in nearly a year.
So maybe this is not the hammer play.
I feel like this game served two valuable what's the word I'm looking for? Lessons. It was good for two things.
Okay.
One, it was good for Seattle fans that had just watched like an 18-inning baseball game and were very depressed today.
Yep.
Two, it was good for Scott Hansen on the Red Zone channel because you can't just broadcast the entire Chiefs-Bills game. You have to cut away occasionally at something else for like NFL rights purposes.
Yeah.
So it was good to just like flash over, be like, here's another field that you can look at for 30 seconds. Okay, we're going back to Arrowhead.
Scott Hansen also tweeted out his, I think it was his breakfast. He doesn't drink coffee. He just pounds Diet Cokes. And he also had a lot of bacon. It was just a whole thing of bacon and Diet Coke.
It's keto.
And that just, it's like, okay, I understand why he just is a machine.
It's
Apparently it's so he doesn't pee. That diet, Billy would know probably, but that diet helps with you going away from the bathroom because there's a lot of salt. Billy, does that make sense?
I still don't believe it. I think he pees under that desk. I would.
I would dipe up.
I'd pee in a bottle.
They don't really show him unless it's like halftime or.
Right, I'd pee in a bottle.
Yeah, I would honestly wear a diaper if I were him.
Peeing in bottles is fun.
Yeah,
that'd be cool
it
to
is.
see a
but I think
seeing Scott Hansen on that.
I think the sound would probably carry over into the microphone.
Would also be fun.
It would be kind of funny. Like you're only allowed to pee when there's like after an interception.
Yeah. And he
That'd
just
be
comes
cool.
back to him. He's just peeing. He's got his hands below his desk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last game. Rowback game. Use code TAKE on rowback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. They have performance joggers. I'm wearing them right now. They're the most comfortable joggers ever.
Same.
Can't take them off on the weekends. They're
I'm wearing them too.
So good. So make sure
I
you
get those colors.
Make sure you check out what do you got
I
right
got
now.
the black ones.
Yeah, black and the blue.
I got the blue right here.
Make sure you check out the joggers, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, everything at rowback.com, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. Bills 24, Chiefs 20. This was an awesome game. Should have been a lot more points. I'm not mad about it. Again, I'm putting on a smile after I got my teeth kicked in. But awesome game. It also was a game where it was like you're watching a movie and the like M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end because Josh Allen takes the Bills down the field, game-winning drive, which ended up being the game-winning drive, like peak Josh Allen, scramble, hurdle, and then throws one of the prettiest throws you've ever seen to Dawson Knox, where it was like over a guy, and the window was just not there. And it was Josh Allen just making an insane throw because he's Josh Allen and we fucking love him. And then everyone was like, oh, too much time for Mahomes, minute and 3 seconds, 2 timeouts. And then he threw an interception. You're like, wait, what?
The difference,
this is how this ends?
Difference was I think he had to try to do a lot more on that last drive because they were down 4. If they were down 3, I bet you that the Chiefs go down and tie the game.
Well, maybe, but it was really just the difference of Von Miller being on the team.
So, recurring guest of the show, Marshall Newhouse, he tweeted out what happened on that Mahomes INT, and it was actually interesting. I think he's right. So Buffalo had 3 defensive ends and 1 defensive tackle. Buffalo had somebody that was playing the 3 technique inside.
Yep.
Drop back like he was going to spy Mahomes. And it's interesting because like if you're an offensive lineman and your defensive lineman that you're supposed to block takes a step back from you, you are going to pause for a second and be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
As he paused, then Von Miller does an inside move.
Yep.
Into off that guy's left shoulder, comes inside, flushes Mahomes out of the pocket, and then Mahomes gets flustered, throws the interception. But it was because of the 3 technique, taking like a step back off the line and okey-doking.
And they did that all day. The Bills defense, I know that Mahomes still had some Mahomes plays, but they held him to 20 points. They were dropping 8 all day, and they were also spying Mahomes with Milano all day. And it was like, oh, Sean McDermott, obviously he's a great coach, but you still think like Mahomes is going to do – he still had a couple plays where it's like there's nothing you can do. This is Patrick Mahomes. But the Bills came in, and they were like, everything that happened last year is not going to happen this year, and we're going to fix this, win a game that I would assume is going to be very pivotal in terms of seeding when we get later on in the year. And it was like you got to be so pumped if you're a Bills fan because they can win the games where they just absolutely kick the shit out of their opponents. This was just a hard-fought game that both defenses were playing pretty well. And, Josh Allen's stats were still insane by the end of the game. And I'm happy for the Bills. Bills Mafia. Like, this, I know that it doesn't matter because it's not the playoffs. And you still got to slay the dragon in the playoffs. But goddamn, does that have to feel good to be able to go into KC and win this game the way they did, where it's like, defense, Von Miller being the addition that changes everything, and Josh Allen being Josh Allen.
And so that interception at the end, that's usually an interception that gets dropped against Mahomes. Mahomes somehow has that crazy interception luck where a pass like that will like bounce off their chest, hit the ground before they can catch it, and then Mahomes goes down and wins the game. This time it didn't happen. This Buffalo team, their defense is legitimately good. And if you do the visualization thing where you just imagine these 2 teams meeting each other in the AFC Championship game, if it's in Kansas City, you're like, I'm visualizing this instant classic.
Yeah.
If you close your eyes and visualize it in Buffalo, it's like, I think Buffalo could beat the fuck out of them at home, and winning this game is going to go a long way to that.
It's huge. It's absolutely enormous for the Bills, and
shout out Jordan Poyer too.
Yeah.
Jordan Poyer, he was not medically cleared to fly because he had a rib injury, so he drove 15 hours to Kansas City and back. Because I'm not a doctor, but I think like if you have a rib injury, it might be affecting the lung. You don't want to go up in the air and have altitude like fuck with your lung.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why. It seems to me like if you're not allowed to fly, you probably shouldn't be playing in a football game.
Nope.
But not this guy. He's a football guy.
Yeah, he's a football guy. And I wish this game was – I know CBS needs CBS and Fox, they need some of these big game of the weeks. I do wish this game was a standalone game because it was one of those games you just want to just soak in. Because even when there weren't points being scored, just the threat of both the quarterbacks feel like they're just in the zone at all times. You know what I mean? Like everything – anytime there's a deep pass, you're like, well, that's going to work. Mm-hmm. And it is like watching a different sport compared to, I don't know, 20 other teams in the NFL and how hard it is for them to score points.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
They did do like it's not a standalone game, wink, wink.
Right.
Because your other options were the Seahawks and the Cardinals,
right,
or the Panthers and the Rams.
I just wish they played on a Monday night where
it would be nice where we could
pumped all Monday.
We could all focus on it. Tony Romo was a bummer from the get-go on this one.
Yep.
And told everyone, I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. It's probably going to be a 20-24 game.
Jerk.
Could call you asshole. He was also, this is an all-time Tony Romo. I'm going to do the thing where I sound like I'm either taking a big shit or busting a big nut into the game the entire time. Even on plays that didn't even look like they were going to be close to being reviewed, he was so quick to go to the I don't know, Jim. There was also an article that came out earlier this week. I think Dick Ebersol did an interview and said that he thinks that Tony Romo is losing his love for broadcasting.
Ooh.
And he hasn't been as good at it as he has in years past. And I think Dick was saying, if you gave me an afternoon with Tony, I'd fix everything with him. But he needs to be reminded that he's not God's gift to broadcasting, and it's about more than just showing up and talking into the mic.
I thought he said he needed 6 weeks with them.
That's what it would take, 6 weeks?
Yeah. He's like, if I was producing him for 6 weeks, I could get him back on track. I believe that's what he said.
It sounds like Dick Ebersol is pretty much just like Tony Romo should pay me because he has all this money now.
Yeah, like whoever their producer is sucks.
Yeah, like Tony Romo, you need producer camp for 6 weeks.
He's not wrong.
For $1 million.
I feel like Tony has lost a step. Jake, what are your thoughts as a broadcaster?
I mean, it's a totally different position. So,
well,
if you don't put the
stay in your lane,
everything.
Stay in your lane, Dick.
We have different takes about Tony Romo than most of America. Most of America loves him. We're on an island as this podcast. I'm fine with it. I feel good about where we're at. But some of the criticism has been that once Tony Romo gets removed from the game, and it's not as easy as like, oh, I played against this defense last year, I know exactly what they're doing. It might be a little more difficult.
Like I feel like Tony Romo is to broadcasting as Kyler Murray is to playing quarterback, where Tony needs to have in his contract, you can only play, 4 rounds of golf in a week. Yeah. And the rest of the time you need to be in front of a screen, you need to be working.
I do like that, like, people I do think we're like semi-vindicated with our Tony Romo take, because it was one of those takes that people accused us of being like, oh, you guys just don't like him because everyone else likes him. We're like, no, we're giving real criticism here. And it's still fine. Like, I'm watching the game. I'm not like, oh, man, but there's a couple times a game where it's like, what is he doing?
I mean, he's still good at anticipating things before they happen, as he was with like nailing the final score on this.
I was going to say 24-20.
But that's like a cheap magic trick. You know, like, okay, he knows he has a card trick that he can do.
And it was a bummer.
At the end of the day, I don't want to have a magician. I want to have somebody that's doing actually like good color analysis of the game.
Listen, I think the enthusiasm is unique for an analyst to have like he does.
Yeah.
Like the sounds.
I don't know,
you're not going to hear anyone else doing that.
There should have been way more points scored.
Yeah, we got ripped off.
We did get ripped off. There was a few red zone gaffes that ripped us off.
I don't mind what they were doing though. Like the Bills going for it in the game.
I love watching a game where both coaches know that their quarterbacks are playing at such a high level. They're like, we trust you with everything.
Yeah.
And that's when football becomes like almost to another level where it's like, holy shit, this is just fun, because you know both these guys will make huge plays and their coach will say, hey, if we're 4th down the middle of the field, let's fucking go for it.
The Chiefs are still a very, very, very good offensive football team.
They're different.
But
they're different.
They would probably rather have Tyreek Hill than not have him.
Yes.
And that does make a little bit of a difference.
But who knows? I mean, their defense seems to be better-ish. So, like, and they had to, you knew this was coming when you give Patrick Mahomes that huge contract. I still think that it was the right move, just in terms of, if you're the Chiefs, you want to stay relevant for as long as Patrick Mahomes is your quarterback, which you probably will, but you have to always be changing your roster and making a move, an anticipation move, instead of waiting until everyone gets old together.
Yep.
So,
Chiefs
great game.
Chiefs will be very good for a very long time, but it does make it feel like the Bills are for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. And basic tweet, just let these two teams play in a 7-game series.
Yeah, or what about dogfight football? Remember that from Top Gun 2?
Yes.
Get Josh Allen and Mahomes on the field at the same time.
Yeah, but seriously though, if they did, if they were like, hey, the AFC playoffs, we're just gonna have a best of 3 with the Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That sounds good to me.
Completely fine with that.
Sign me up.
Or just at the end of the season, have them play best of 7. The winner wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that works.
Just eliminate the NFC entirely.
That absolutely works. Okay, let's finish up the show. We've got Football Guy of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Papa John's. Papa John's is thanking all of our fans by giving you 25% off all regular menu price items. Enter promo code PMT at papajohns.com to get in on this discount today. Enter code PMT for 25% off all regular menu price items today with Papa John's.
Yeah, so we kind of had a little bit of a backfire this week on who won last week's Football Guy. The guy in prison won.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was very close.
I wouldn't call that a backfire. That's
kind of what we tried to make happen.
Totally expected outcome.
We actually fucking nailed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Leach was in second with 25.9% of the votes, and Florida Man got 26. So what we're going to do is, with the Texans, we're going to have them not send the football to this guy. We're going to have him skip. So whoever wins this next one, I just don't think we should be rewarding child abuse.
Is he in prison?
Yeah, he's in prison.
So you probably can't send a football to him.
Yeah.
Actually, Billy, here's your mission. Send a football with a file inside of it and see if it'll get inside.
I'm not in the mood to commit felonies.
Okay.
But maybe later. So our first Football Guy nominee is 2 Fresno State football coaches who something happened in the press box, and one of the coaches punched a window and knocked out the whole window, and it landed on 2 fans.
That's sick.
So
they didn't report who did it, but this coach has been put on administrative leave.
Yeah.
And
so we're not rewarding bad behavior, but our first guest.
No, this is like Billy's doing to this coach. Billy's doing to this coach what Kyle Brandt did to Ken Dorsey when he flipped out in his booth. So Billy, you're saying this will be a permanent stain on this Fresno State coach.
Well,
if they win,
and you want to highlight it to make sure that everyone knew not to ever do that again.
Yeah.
Anyway, punching through a window's like a psycho move, no matter where you are.
Right.
But yeah. So, but
you cut your arm up pretty bad.
Yeah, Fresno State ended up winning 17-14.
Oh, so it worked.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
100% worked.
So, second nominee is Jeremiah Crawford, offensive lineman from Tennessee. He was in the middle of the game, Tennessee, Alabama. He puked in the huddle and then just stared at the Alabama defensive line after puking. And I think it was quoted. He said like, let's fucking bring it on.
Yeah, he was like, what's up? What do you do now?
He started
puking.
Kind of like you
nodding.
stepped to PFT.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Just
you
as
walked away.
intimidating.
Then you walked away.
I was puking too.
Because I told you walk away.
Our third nominee is
puking 'cause
Tennessee
you were
fans
afraid.
as a whole who carried out the goalpost from the game and dumped it in the river.
I like that.
Yeah.
The entire volunteer fan base.
Exactly. So who knows if they'll win. And then our final, we talked about it earlier, Jordan Poyer, safety for the Bills. He wasn't medically cleared. It had something to do with cabin pressure and ribs and lungs and whatnot. And so he drove.
Mm-hmm.
Good
I
stuff.
say we vote for the criminals.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Oh,
narrative.
the Tennessee students?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the guy that punched out the unnamed football guy of the week that punched out a window.
I do like how half the nominees are criminals again this week.
Yeah. Great week. Well, yeah. There's 2 non-criminals.
Yeah.
But so 50-50 is
Yeah,
good.
50-50.
It's a good split.
Yeah, that's a good split.
By the way,
Can't ask for more.
I think that with the laws that the Tennessee Volunteers fan base violated, those shouldn't be laws at all. If you beat Alabama for the first time since 2006 in your own stadium, and then you jump into the top 4, you know that they're like one of the best teams in the country. You should absolutely be allowed to break the law. It should be like the purge in Knoxville.
But
did you see the picture? There was a woman.
Oh yeah.
That ripped up like an entire half acre of the turf, basically.
Oh wow!
It was like a picture of the field. It was like, who would ever do this? And then someone had a picture where in the background it was like this big woman just ripping up the ground and shoving it in her bag.
It was an incredible game, incredible night. There's nothing quite like college football when a rival has a long drought. It's similar to Michigan, Ohio State last year. And finally exercises their demons and like all the scenes. With that said, and I like Tennessee, Vol for life, won 2 national championships there. they really shit on themselves today by posting that GoFundMe.
Oh, it was a joke.
It was?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So
I thought people were actually giving money though.
No. So what they did was they put
good.
They put it up there, and it's not because they need money for goalposts. Anytime a school wins a big football game like this, they always put something out and they try to get more money donated to the university to capitalize on it. They weren't actually saying like we need money for goalposts.
That's what they said.
Yeah, I know in the tweet it was what they said, Jake, but like they weren't actually in dire straits to pay for the goalposts.
So it's giving to the actual school.
Yeah, it's given to the school.
Okay.
Yeah, because they titled it the New Goalpost Fund.
Yeah. It's like a
that
it's
makes
like a
me
wink.
happy.
It's like a wink and a nod and
because I love the whole thing. The night was incredible. Like, I mean, just the whole thing was. I watched videos for the entire night.
Yeah.
And I know that there were some Bama fans being like, it's not even a rivalry. When you have like a tradition of smoking cigars after, that's a rivalry.
The picture of the stadium, they were hotboxing the stadium with cigars with all the smoke coming out of it. That was so fucking cool to see.
Yeah.
Knoxville was so cool. Like when the entire field was just flooded, you couldn't see any green. It was just orange shirts all the way down
Peyton Manning with Jalen Hyatt after smoking a cigar in the locker room. Like, everything was fucking awesome from that game. Jalen Hyatt, by the way, that was the Randy Moss picture. He had 6 catches for 207 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was better.
That's insane.
It was better than the Randy Moss picture.
Yeah, that's insane.
Did you hear Big T's noise that he made when he was smoking that cigar?
I did.
I want to play it one more time. I've probably listened to this maybe like 40.
I mean, this is 15 years that Tennessee fans weren't allowed to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
16 years.
And if you know Big T, he's probably never.
No one was allowed to smoke a cigar
for smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Big T hitting a cigar.
It was an awesome night.
Awesome
night for Tennessee. One of those games that like you just didn't want to end because it was so like every part of it was college football at its absolute best. Like, I actually had that moment where there are a lot of people out there who just don't watch college football, and I don't know what those people are doing with their life.
That was so fun. The amount of points that were scored was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It had everything. I thought they were going to lose it on that kick at the end that he pushed just barely to the right.
The mesh point was when I thought they were going to lose it. I was like, how do you have that happen?
That was tough. And then what I noticed was they fumbled the ball on that mesh on the handoff, and then the next play that they ran offensively, they did it again.
Yeah.
They went right back to it, and they were like, okay, we're just going to do this because we know that we can. That was just a freak accident that happened right there.
Yep. Saban freaking out. And now Tennessee-Georgia becomes like the biggest game in the world.
Do you think that Nick Saban actually killed that guy that muffed the punt?
Man.
I think in that moment, if Nick Saban had a knife,
yeah,
I think he would have stabbed him in the throat.
He was just freaking out. Unbelievable game, unbelievable scenes. I'm happy we got to talk about it because that was the best game of the weekend, college and pro. Let's do Who's Back, though, and end the show. Great show today, guys. We did it.
We did it, guys.
Shout out me. I lost every bet.
We're back.
But I'm back.
Same.
We're back.
Yeah.
Billy,
you know what, though?
Billy?
Not every bet. Not every
bet. Eagles,
good.
and over. But, that's maturity of me because I'm sure that if you went back, 4 years ago and you could listen to a Sunday show when I lose every bet, I'm terrible to be around. But I feel like I put on a happy, brave face. And then I'm going to go look tonight and be like, oh, man, the damage. Just like a brush fire in my house. Just like, what did I do? Okay. Let's not talk about it, though.
At least we have Russell Wilson to look forward to tomorrow night. Yeah. And we get, no matter how bad things got today, we've got a real pathetic loser coming up tonight in Russell Wilson that we can all laugh at.
I'm like fucking Matt Damon when he gets stuck on that planet in Interstellar. Is it Interstellar?
Is it about the Martian?
Well, he also was in Interstellar, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He got stuck
he tried
twice.
to kill.
Just fucking shoot me.
Yeah, that's me.
That's The Departed, but.
That's Departed, yeah. So all the Matt Damon characters combined.
We bought a zoo. My Who's Back of the Week is shorts.
Oh,
nice. Yes, I love it.
What?
Shorts
job,
are back.
In what way?
Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
Blake of the Year winner. He won the Live Open of this weekend, whatever.
I didn't know they were playing.
They were playing, and they're allowed to wear shorts, so he won his final round in a pair of shorts.
It was very funny because he won, and
he was emotionally He was like, I didn't think I was going to get back. I thought my career was over. He looked like he was about to cry in his post-game interview. He was emotional, and I'm happy for him.
When did
he's back.
When did it end?
Today.
What time?
Today.
It was a normal time that it ended.
It ended like middle of the 1 o'clock games.
It was regular time.
I was getting some tweets and I didn't even realize they were playing. So then people were like, "Are you shunning him?" I was like, "No, we're not shunning him. He's unsuspended." Very happy for him. I just didn't know Live Tour was going on today. Sorry.
Did you get more money for winning?
Probably.
Yes.
It's the Saudi Public Investment Fund. I would imagine that they probably give out a couple dollars.
Absolutely.
Wasn't there some story about like it not being more money? It's like
there was a story that
there was
like
people going back and forth where like the money that you win is counted against what your guaranteed money is. Which I mean
is not true.
I don't think that's true. But if you're the Saudi Public Investment Fund and you just don't pay somebody, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Do you like your arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep golfing?
Then you're going to play next weekend.
Yeah. But good for Brooks. Happy he's back.
In shorts.
In shorts.
I'm very happy for Brooks because it was a big deal for him.
We got to get him on again.
He's been injured for a while, and a lot of people said a lot of mean things about him. Not us.
I'll hit him up. We'll have him back on.
We suspend him for a week. I still love Brooks, and I'd love to chat with him. So very happy for him. So then my who's back will be, I can't do Brooks Koepka because Hank stole mine.
Well, mine was short, so you could.
Okay, my who's back of the week is Brooks Koepka because he won a tournament for the first time in years today. I think that the PGA Tour should have exemptions for any player that wins a Live Tour event to come back and play in every single major. Let them back in.
Yeah.
Let them play.
Let them play.
Let
the boys play.
This is no worse than what, the NCAA was doing to JMU. But then I guess my other who's back of the week is us getting way ahead of ourselves and thinking about great things that could happen way before that they're actually going to come do.
Us. Yeah.
I have one for you, PFT. Haley Bieber and Selena.
Yeah. So I don't know who those people are.
Yeah. Us. It was definitely us. It was
big.
Oh wait, no, Hank, I saw you tweet out like the most horny tweet ever, and I was like, I didn't want to explore anything else about that. Why were you so horny about it?
That wasn't horny.
You
made it horny.
No,
you just made it horny.
You
just made it horny.
Wait, make it horny?
No, I saw here. Big Cat, let me explain it to you.
PFT, I don't
turn your mic. Shut the fuck up, Hank.
I'm gonna ask if you know what satire is first. That's my first question to you.
You're gonna ask me.
He was tweeting like a basic white chick.
Okay, so it was a satirical horny tweet.
It wasn't horny at all.
Oh no, PFT.
It was a satirical horny tweet.
Show me the tweet.
It's a picture of two girls, and then Hank says like, "This is it," or something.
I said, "I literally can't."
I literally can't. Yeah.
That's.
I think you might have implied the horny.
Well,
yeah,
what would you think if I tweeted out a picture of two girls and I said I literally can't?
That's Valley Girl talk.
Yeah.
Selena used to date Bieber.
Yeah.
They broke up. Then Bieber started dating.
No, married.
Started dating Haley.
Right.
And then they got married. Selena obviously has a big fan base. They hate Haley. They think that, things were going on while they were still dating.
This doesn't sound satirical to me.
It's a big major rivalry. And so them taking a picture together had all the basic bitches freaking out, saying things along the lines of, I literally can't. I'm freaking out.
Update the
oh
log.
my God.
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
Put it on the log.
So that was my satirical, oh my God, I literally can't.
Well, if I see Hank
like if I
tweeting out a picture of two hot girls,
if I tweeted two girls, being I literally can't.
Wait, are you denying that they're attractive girls?
No, but I get what Hank's saying. He's talking like how the girls that are involved in this drama would talk about.
Okay, so when I tweet out a picture of Miley Cyrus and I'm making fun of what Simps Online say by saying something like Miley choked me out with a piano string and then run me over with a backhoe.
Yeah,
that's actually me being horny and not satirically horny.
You probably are. You are probably tweeting it with a boner. You probably are tweeting it with a boner.
There was no horniness in mine.
It sounds like what I'm doing is exactly what Hank's doing.
Hank's tweeting like a
But
gossip.
I'm the one that I get all the
because
memes.
You're doing
tweeted at me.
You're doing satire of horny. He's just doing satire of what girls.
Again, I asked. That's why I asked if you knew what satire was. It's all right. You clearly don't.
He's doing what girls are talking.
Hank, please educate me about how to be satirical online.
I will.
I'd appreciate that.
Our project for the week.
Okay.
Put
And you can teach me how to be horny online.
You might want to put.
Might take a little bit longer.
You might
want to
put bonk and triggered in the log.
I'm not. Also put not mad in the log.
Not mad, not owned.
Make sure to write an article.
Totally fine.
Jake, can you write an article tomorrow saying that PFT wasn't mad? Thank you.
Was not mad.
I feel like I should publish this as a book.
Jake, you don't actually have to write that. I see you about to take a note. Thank you. Though.
Okay. All right. My who's back is baseball playoffs and the Dodgers. The Dodgers have not won anything. Can we agree the bubble championship didn't count?
Yep.
That didn't happen. Also,
for the whole city.
Did we just forget how right afterwards they had a couple players that had COVID celebrating on the field with Magic Johnson?
Yeah.
Right up in his face.
What's he ever done?
That was kind of weird.
He got AIDS.
If there's one guy that you should not be hugging. Anyways, I digress.
111 wins out in 4 games against the Padres. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. And it feels like Dodgers fans have been complaining about Dave Roberts for a long time now, and no one has realized that maybe he's not. I mean, he actually guaranteed a World Series too. He said that in the middle of the season. He's like, print it. We're winning the World Series.
Well, you should have some sort of repercussions for that. You can't guarantee something that not.
He's got to cut off a pinky.
At least.
Has to. Yeah, that was awesome that the Dodgers lost because everyone just was like, oh, the Dodgers are the best team. They're killing everyone. They were the best team during the regular season. And now, obviously, everyone is saying the wild card needs to be longer. Well, I don't think so. I think this is just the fun randomness of playoff baseball.
I don't like laughing at Dodgers fans. I have nothing against Dodgers fans. I wish nothing but the best for them. But I do really enjoy laughing at old grumpy baseball writers.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite things in the entire world to do. And there have been an abundance of articles being like, the playoff system is a complete travesty right now. It's like, well, you still gotta win games.
Yeah.
Part
it's still fun.
The playoffs, either, in my opinion, you either need to be one or the other, which is be in favor of having no playoffs and just the team with the best record in the NL against the best record in the AL for 7 games, or be in favor of having a fun playoff system where anything can happen. It's still not like baseball, or excuse me, it's still not like basketball where you can lose one game and then the best team gets eliminated right off the bat. There's still always going to be a series.
In college basketball. And here's a little fun fact. Whoever ends up winning the World Series, everyone would be like, that was the best team because they ended up winning 11 or maybe even 13 games. And everyone would be like, wow, they played the best baseball in the month of October. Yeah. So why don't we pause the whole this is not fair. The best team just got bounced in the wild card round. Just wait for it to play out because if the Phillies go and win the World Series, if the Astros go and win the World Series, if the whoever wins the World Series, we're going to look back and be like, that was the best team. They won the World Series.
Also, you have to examine what your definition of best is in this situation. So because a team was better over the course of 163 games, that team might not necessarily, maybe they just beat the fuck out of all the really bad teams.
Well,
and when they play against, that's what some people, not me, that's what some people are saying about Aaron Judge and his batting, feasting on weaker opponents. But I'm saying if you're a great team over the course of an entire regular season, it doesn't always mean that you're the best team in Major League Baseball.
Not only that, but if you're the best team in Major League Baseball, you should be able to win a 5-game series with 3 games at home. I know they didn't get to a 5th game against a team that just had to play 3 games in New York. They just had to play and use up their pitching rotation. You had everything set up for you. Maybe the Dodgers just weren't that good.
Mm-hmm.
They won 111 games, but who cares?
I think they were good.
Yeah, they were good.
They were definitely a very good team. But if you
gotta win the fucking playoffs,
if you can't beat the Padres that have absolutely no tradition of winning in the playoffs whatsoever, you got to be able to beat a team that you're supposed to be better than.
It still is weird. I was looking at the Padres celebration on the field and just seeing the palm trees behind it. It's that's not October baseball.
You know what they're starting to? Yeah, that is. It's always weird seeing that.
Huh? Okay.
The Padres are starting to make me believe in their pinstripes a little bit. I had the Padres ranked last. I did a list of my favorite teams in pinstripes, and they were dead last because they've always looked funky wearing them. For some reason, this team pulls off the pinstripes better than old Padres teams do.
Yeah. Also, if the Padres do win the World Series, and Max, I want to hear from you because you were there on Saturday at the bank. Does Fernando Tatis get a ring?
That's what I was going to ask you guys. What do you think he's feeling right now?
I think he's probably feeling pretty good somewhere. He's probably high as shit.
Yeah. He's probably jacked.
Yeah.
playing like he's probably playing Winter League baseball already. Right?
Yeah.
I think he did. I think his dad took him around on a tour and he just hit dingers for everyone, being like, he didn't do steroids. Look at these dingers.
That's kind of cool. I respect that. I will say, he was on the Seamhead Express. I cut him. If we had won in the finals, I was not going to give him a ring.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Padres are thinking along the same lines. Yeah.
Max, how we feeling about the fighting? Sid.
I couldn't feel better. Saturday was probably the best sporting event I've ever been to in person. It was so loud. It felt like a SEC football game in there. Every single pitch was just ruckus, and it was something that I'll never see again, I feel like.
There's something about playoff baseball being there in person that I don't know if in person it can be topped by any other sporting event.
Just the intensity throughout.
Right. I like other sports more, but being at a playoff baseball game there's just something about it that's so fucking awesome.
Like football and basketball and hockey, there's stoppages. There's intermissions. Like obviously there's inning changes, but you just feel that intensity.
Yeah, every pitch. Every pitch could be
a
disaster. Every pitch could be heroic. But it looked like and it was a picture perfect day in Philly. And you feeling like you're going all the way?
I mean, I said this before the DS, and it was kind of the same thing. I was happy that we got into the wild card and played well in the wild card because it kind of sparked this momentum, and right now we're just riding that momentum, and the team is loose. We have our win song, which we talked about. Every team needs something going into the playoffs.
Schwarber
stole it from the Red Sox.
Well, I had a question about that because Max has come on this show, and is there a chance
1-0?
What?
What
were you saying?
I like this, Hank. Yes,
what?
Hank.
No, sorry, I interrupted you.
He's 1-0.
1-0.
He didn't say that, but
I thought you were saying 1-0.
Seems
Like
like
the final
something's in your
score,
head.
yeah.
Seems like something's in your head. Seems like something's in your head.
Are you worried at all about? Did you say diet?
Stop it.
Did you say diet to him?
No, he said to you.
Oh. He could have said it to Max.
I don't know if he was talking
He kind of went like that when he said it. I think he said it to Max.
No,
You're calling Max fat?
He went like this, PFT. He went,
No,
diet.
he's saying it to you because of last time when
No,
he was
I know.
No, he
pick
can
your
say it to me, it's
poison.
fine.
Are
He
you
can say it to
talking
me.
about your food or are you talking about your hair?
Nobody.
I was talking about cell phone, 1-0.
Oh, got it.
Diet.
Okay, but you also kind of went like that to Max. Anyway, are you worried at all that Philly feels like they might be starting to steal your mojo?
I mean, they literally stole the mojo with this song.
Right.
I will say this.
But they are at the
I've
top
said
of
this,
every sport right now.
The Eagles can fuck right off. They're not going to win the championship.
Okay. That's me.
The Sixers also can fuck right off.
I literally need the
Celtics
Eagles
own
to
the
win to
Sixers.
be even this year.
When it comes to the Phillies, I have no negative feelings toward them. And I've said this on the show many times, doing the show, covering sports. I like watching teams with fan bases that are excited and going crazy.
That's why you were pumped for the Astros to beat the Mariners?
No, I had a fucking Mariners future. I was all in on the Mariners.
18 innings, by the way.
They absolutely choked that series every single game.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Mariners fans, not necessarily because they lost.
They just stayed up the whole time
because they had to watch. They had to watch 18 innings of baseball nonstop.
Dude, I kept on checking in on the game and being like, "What the fuck?"
I was rooting for the Yankees game to end before that one.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome. So Max, how do you feel about stealing Hank's mojo?
Yeah, Hank, answer this.
Now I'm curious. What Max? Are you comfortable stealing Hank's mojo?
I have no problem with the Phillies winning, and I'm kind of rooting for them. That's what I'm saying.
Wow,
as a
that could
storyline,
start everything. You know how this works. It could start everything. Winning begets winning. Have you thought about that?
The entire town,
You
the entire
should.
city of Philadelphia, they came out to that Phillies game. Nick Sirianni was there. You had George Niang there.
Jay Wright.
Up until
Jay
basketball
Wright- yeah,
season,
Jay
I'm fine
Wright
with
was
Max.
there.
Me and Max are fine. I
Jay
like
Wright was
Max.
in there
I
in the
root for the
stands.
Phillies.
I don't like Coach Jay wearing a jersey. I feel like he should always be in a suit.
I also feel bad. I mean, what do you guys think that Mike Trout thinks when he watches Bryce Harper, put Philly on his back?
He's just pumped about his Eagles.
He's like, that should be me.
I think Bryce
should be him.
I think Mike Trout is just pumped to be a Phillies fan.
Yeah,
I think he definitely cares more about the Phillies than he does about the Angels.
absolutely.
100.
Which is such a
100%.
ridiculous thing to say.
Yes, he's
but
watching these games.
Oh, yeah.
Philly
yeah.
blood runs deep to the point where you will ignore your job.
There's a story from Mike Trout that when he was in Angels camp, when the Phillies signed Doc Holliday, he called his dad and was like, "We got Holliday, we got Holiday," and he was like, "Oh, the Angels." He's like, "No, the Phillies."
That's why I bet you Trout has some sort of Phillies thing that he wears underneath his Angels uniform when he plays.
He should really get a trade. Okay, so you didn't answer the question, but you're nervous. I got it. Billy.
Oh, by the way, the inside the park home run that you guys had, I think that's the
sick.
I think that's the coolest thing to witness live at a sporting event. I'm trying to think
crescendos.
What's the NFL equivalent in terms of like loudness, awesome vibes in one single
It's a
play?
kick return, probably.
I was gonna say maybe like a block punt.
Yeah, kick return though, has that crescendo where you're like, wait, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Is he loose?
You know, it'd be sick if they had a
six.
if they had a sky cam in baseball that could follow somebody around as they hit an inside the park home run.
So where my seats were, I couldn't see where the ball was. So all I was doing was just watching him round the bases. So it was like it just kept getting louder and louder, and then as soon as he started the round third, it was like, oh my God, he's gonna do it, and then the pop. There's something about the pop that just still gives me chills
it's the
right
best,
now.
dude. It's the best.
Hank hates you. I can tell. He's got this little look on
No,
his face.
I like the Phillies. I like watching the Phillies
you hate
games.
that. You hated that entire thing, Hank.
All right, Bill, who's back?
I like people to be up so that when they go down, it's that much worse.
Oh yeah, you're a fucked up person.
You're a freak.
We talked about a lot of it, but the Jets are back. Sam Ehlinger is back, but also Caleb Plant, the boxer, knocked out. The Nashville-born boxer knocked out Anthony Durrell, and then while Anthony Durrell was still unconscious on the ground, started doing the motion of digging.
Yeah. He said he was going to do it before.
Dirt on it.
Yeah.
That was a fight with actual bad blood, but a lot of people are angry about it. But killer move.
Yeah, that was an awesome one. Jake, finish us off.
My who's back is the National Basketball Association.
Oh,
the season begins tomorrow.
Oh,
so weird.
Wait, Tuesday?
Shit. Crazy. We have a doubleheader.
Nope.
You're not going to believe this. Philadelphia at Boston.
Oh wow.
That's where things are.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Yeah, everything's going really well for the Celtics.
The first
right now.
game
everything's been really
of
good
the
this
NBA
offseason.
season.
They got Blake.
And this is going to get interesting.
Take it, Blake.
Also, Lakers Warriors in a doubleheader. So great doubleheader Tuesday night and a big slate Wednesday.
Yeah, basketball is not real to me. Not
When
yet.
it's Christmas Day. When Hank was like, I think Max would be good for the job, and he was like, I was like, oh, that would be awesome, Philly, Boston. And he's like, he doesn't have to talk that much about Philly, and now Philly's winning.
Currently, yeah.
All right, so wait. The NBA tips off tomorrow.
I love it. This is the
Tuesday.
best.
Yep.
So this is our last show before
Basketball
starts. Finals predictions.
Ooh.
Guys, we're gonna have to stick to them. You ready for this one? Nuggets. I said
you do that every year.
I said last season.
Every year.
No, I changed it last season. I said this is the season before the season.
Every year you fall in love with Nuggets.
Nuggets.
They lose.
I'm going Nuggets. I wish it could be Nuggets Blazers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nuggets and the Celtics.
I'm gonna go storyline Mavs Bucks, and everyone's just gonna be like the European invasion is a fully here. Luka versus Giannis. They're gonna be like, U.S. doesn't do basketball anymore.
Wait. Can I change mine?
No.
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 The season hasn't even started yet.
No.
I'm gonna go Celtics, Spurs.
No.
Okay. All right.
Popovich.
Yeah,
he
Pop's
did
back.
tell people.
He
Don't
literally
bet on.
said, yeah.
Yeah, he said don't bet him. All right, Jake.
They're plus 50.
Zig when they're zagging.
The Spurs are plus 50,000 to win the West.
That's pretty good.
And he said don't bet them to win the championship.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
there you
not
go.
it.
So you just gave the Celtics the title.
I'm going to go Heat Warriors.
Okay. Heat Warriors.
Homer.
Billy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Name 2 basketball teams, Billy.
Lakers Celtics.
There we go.
Okay.
That was,
All right. Classic. That's David Stern.
Yeah.
that
Max,
was literally like Billy
Sixers and
Eichner.
who?
Name 2 basketball teams. Lakers, Celtics. Max.
Sixers, Grizzlies.
Whoa.
Okay.
Because that will just be fucking easy for the Sixers.
Yeah.
You know who I think is going to fly under the radar a little bit? The Clippers.
Yeah,
John
Kawhi's
Wall.
back.
Last year.
And John Wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
John Wall.
that's true.
not a lot of people are going to talk
Paul
about
George.
them, but if they're healthy, look
I
up.
actually, that's a good call, Jake.
That is a good
Yeah,
call.
I like that.
Although
Jake.
they are the Clippers.
I might
So-
Just saying.
I just want to
No.
change mine to the Suns because
No.
I really think that this is the year
Nuggets,
that
Celtics.
I think this is Chris Paul's year.
Next year.
Nuggets.
I think it'd be a
It's on the
tremendous
record, but
disappointment.
your pick is the Nuggets.
Put that, Jake. Keep a note. Next year, preseason, he probably wants to pick the Suns.
This is the season
To make
before
up
the
for this
season for Chris Paul.
Okay, numbers.
Hank, Max Homa had a question for you. He wants to know if you've ever gotten the lottery machine correct.
No, Max.
But
I was going to ask that same question. Have you?
Refer to my answer to Max.
But Max has, right? Max, our Max.
Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl has gotten it.
He has.
So 1-0. Right? It is technically 1-0.
I think this is the day Hank gets it.
17.
Absolutely not.
17.
No chance.
I can see 17 right there, Hank. Are you sure you want to pick that one? It's all the way on the side. I swear to God, I'm looking at 17.
I'll go 34.
18.
I'm going to go 1.
I'll go 16.
Billy?
69.
He's never getting it. 48.
No,
didn't
fall.
stick.
Oh, we got bumped
48.
up. That's too bad.
48.
Polar bears have black skin underneath their translucent hair.
Love you guys.